See, they have what they have is a members list going on here. And then they have the code that shows this is whoever's Twitch live stream, and it just puts in whoever it is. But I'm not sure how they did this.
What kind of internet sorcery?
As it says, member list controller. Member list container. So they have a separate thing that we can't see that has all the lists of the members.
What are you guys trying to figure out?
We're looking at HTML.
Oh.
So I really want to have like a live updating video thing for everyone. And apparently Hermitcraft does that, which I didn't know because I've never been to the website. And I'm trying to learn how to do it / steal their code. Member list hide. Aha. Wonder if I can do one of these things.
I know it might be a long shot, but I know Exumavoid is really he's really into like talking with his his community. I mean, I'm sure people ask him tons of questions and stuff. But...
The thing is he doesn't know anything about the website side of it. That's all run by Hypno. Yeah, I thought of that.
I was gonna say, yeah, because his website is pretty good.
I mean, he may know how to do HTML and everything, but the website that they're using is by Hypno, and Hypno, if I remember correctly, is a web design guy. Like, that's what he does.
Yeah.
Well, that took me somewhere different. I went to /member list to see if that would show me what they did, but that's not the member list I'm looking for, apparently.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess I'm gonna yawn. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna yawn.
Try this one.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to a Sunday morning live stream on Kitties Curiosities ARK server. I got a little bit of running around yet to do. I gotta, tell people I'm live and stuff, but we are going to finish off the Phoenix today. I hope, because we only need to get the damage mutation one more time, and they're done. But in the process of that, we are going to be talking about shopping, the weirdest things we've seen shopping, and the differences between men and women shopping. Because let me tell you, there are definitely differences. So let's get this all started. The first thing I gotta say is, in chat with me, I have Doodle Moose and I have Mr. Wicked.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
And I mean, it's gonna be kind of a chill stream. I mean, there's not too much I have to do here. I just gotta throw these things out and let them do their thing, make a bit of babies. So
Making the baby.
make a da baby. So, all right, you guys have gone shopping before. I mean, everybody goes shopping, right? And
Of course.
yesterday I was shopping with my wife. I got into this weird thing where, I was sitting at the house. My wife got home. She's like, "So, what do you want to do?" And I was like, "I want to get out of the house." She's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "I don't care what we do. It doesn't matter to me. We just need to not be in these four walls anymore today." you know and I'm thinking, my opinion is like, you say something like, "I don't want to be in the house anymore," and that's a perfect opportunity to go down to the lake, or go down to the canal and take a walk, do a little fishing, which you'll be happy to hear I got a new fishing rod.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, okay, well, we went shopping. But instead of that, what ended up happening was we went to Lowe's again. I'd already been there once yesterday to get a chainsaw, don't ask. And we went to Lowe's. We walked around Lowe's for like 20 minutes. And I was like, "What do you need?" She's like, "Nothing. Just wanted to get out of the house." Like, why do you... What? So then I was like, "Well, if we're going to just walk around the store, is there anything that we need?" She's like, "Oh, you know what? I think there's something at Walmart that we need." So we went across the street to the Walmart. This is where the idea for this conversation came from, by the way. Because first of all, we were walking through Walmart, and anybody who is on the internet knows about the people of Walmart, Reddit thread and all the pictures and the weird stuff you see at Walmart. And listen, yesterday, I wish I could have found a way to take a camera and do just that. I saw some of the dumbest stuff yesterday. There you go. Make the babies. So, walking through Walmart, first off, we had in Pennsylvania, Walmart in general has dropped the mask mandate, right? So I walked into Walmart. I saw more people than I have ever seen without masks on in the last, year. And, everybody was having a great time. It was like a party at Walmart. Like, there was just like everybody was meeting each other for the first time, I saw a group of this two cars pull up. One car was like waiting in the parking lot. This other car pulls up. This group of women get out of one car. A group of women get out of the other car. They're like, "Oh my God, you made it!" And they were gone. We followed them around for 10 minutes. We people watched. It could be considered stalking, depends on how you look at it, but they spent the 10 minutes that we were there kind of like creeping. They spent that 10 minutes like it was a family freaking reunion at Walmart. I don't know what else to say about that.
This past year has really done a number on people.
Well, it's a place they can go that doesn't have masks, right?
Right. Forget the amusement park, Janice. We're going to the mall. But so in the process of watching them, though,
I got kids on field trips. School buses coming out. Kids all getting off.
You can tell where the buses are coming from by what shop they go to. If they're coming from like the suburbs, they're going to Nordstrom. If they're coming from the inner city, like where I'm from, they're going to Big Lots. This is where my mom gets her groceries. Is there a Save-A-Lot nearby? Oh, but in watching them do this, it also hit me like the big differences between men and women when they shop, right? So I noticed that when I go shopping by myself, I go in, I go directly to the spot that I need to be at. I get the item I'm at. I don't swerve, I don't weave, I don't bob. I make a straight line. If they gave me a way to zip line to the exact item, I would take it.
Yep.
And then I would zip line to the register, and I would zip line out. The only thing I won't do is I won't use self-checkout, because I'm sorry, you're not giving me a discount, and I'm not going to sit there and fiddle with those plastic bags all day because it annoys me. But my wife, we went into Walmart. We needed milk, right? We needed a gallon of milk. It's not a hard thing to find. We started in lawn and garden. I'm not sure why, but we started at lawn and garden, and then we wove through the games and the toys, and we went through the sporting goods, which is how I ended up with the fishing rod. we finally make it over to where the milk is. I'm like, all right, we have reached our destination. The milk is here. Target freaking acquired, man. Yeah, no, that didn't work the way I planned it, because that didn't take us directly back to the rest at the registers. Like, we now had a fishing rod and we had a gallon of milk, but we needed to go through, for some reason, the men and women's clothing section on the way out.
Yes, she's doing it right.
And it
never.
And at this point is where I saw the true difference between certain men shoppers. So I'm walking with my wife, and as we're walking through, you know, our Walmart has the women's clothing on one side of the aisle and the men's clothing on the other side of the aisle, and the two really don't mix. Although I did find a shirt that said girl mom on it in the men's section. I kind of scratched my head at that. But as we're walking through this aisle, I saw the definitive signs of two types of men who are with their wives, or a woman, or somebody of the female persuasion, and they're shopping. Because in this little aisle that has all the clearance stuff in the center of it, like there's a wall of clearance stuff that separates men and women, we had like 8 guys that are all just hanging out. They're all kind of leaning on the clearance aisle stuff, like just talking to each other, doing the uncomfortable, oh, yeah, I'm here for boxers. Because a guy will admit, half the guys I know will admit they're there for underwear before they say, yeah, I'm here with my wife shopping. The other half of the guys are being drug around their partners through the women's section, and I think they try to entice us guys at this Walmart, because like they have the women's section and the men's section, like I said, right next door to each other. But it's like, here's the aisle, right? Here's the aisle. Here's the men's section, and here's all the women's bras. And I'm watching this other group of guys that are with their partners walking through the bra section with that very uncomfortable, I'm here with somebody and I'm trying not to stare at this stuff look, you know, because we're guys. It's an over the shoulder boulder holder. We know what it is. And my wife looks at me, she goes, you know, I don't understand. We go shopping, you kind of do all the above, because I will. Like, sometimes I'll just stand there in the center with all the other uncomfortable dudes talking about stuff, pretending I'm there by myself and, you know, looking for underwear. Then sometimes I'm doing that awkward side shuffle through the shopping, you know, through the undergarment section with my wife. But she's like, you never really seem awkward about it. And I was like, oh, that's really easy to explain. I said, listen, if I get too awkward, I'm just going to start trying stuff on. Now, That being said, I have been to one Veronica's Secret in my life. And I am going to say that I got kicked out of said Veronica's Secret because apparently they don't like guys trying on their clothing. But that brings us to the subject of, like, what is the weirdest thing that you've ever seen while shopping? And it could be anything. People, objects, items, that kind of stuff. And what are some of the differences you guys have seen, like, when you're out shopping? Because this I gotta know. I gotta, especially because everybody's from different states. Like, Doodle, you're from out west. Wicked, you're from in New York. You got the crazy.
We got a lot of crazies. Every time you go to Walmart, it's just prepare yourself. I mean, it's cowboy boots and like booty shorts and you name it, butterfly wings and. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But sorry to say, but
I didn't know you dressed up like that to go to Walmart.
well, I was gonna
Cowboy boots, booty shorts, butterfly wings.
well, I try
Wicked! Wow.
I try my best to look fabulous. But I'll be quiet.
No, please go on.
Please continue.
No, but those are like the type of people that we see around my Walmarts. Like, either they get like the pimps walking around with their canes, or
and you know what? That makes sense because you're like right at that weird border of New York and Pennsylvania where you get us rednecks. And like the New York people, like,
yep.
What's going on, Phantom Samurai?
I'll either get like big dudes guys with just like overalls and like no t-shirts and like it's just all back hair and like grizzly men.
Listen, speaking of somebody from Pennsylvania who's also Italian, right? A t-shirt is a t-shirt no matter what fabric or hair it is woven out of. A wool sweater is just a sweater made of sheep's back hair. So I'm just saying, just because I'm not wearing your definition of a shirt doesn't mean I'm not wearing a sweater. Things that make you go, buh.
Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, my family too. I mean, we were also the family that would be like, oh my God, like, who are those people? Get them the heck out of here! Like, why are they so loud and annoying? Because we would just sit there and, you know, I'd be like, my mom would be in the next aisle, and I would just be screaming, just like, hello, Mom, where are you? Hello, hello. Just pretend to be on a cell phone, like, I can't hear you.
Now, see, so when I was a kid, we used to go, we went shopping with my parents. We use this like so out in PA we have a I think it's called the bobtail. It's a bird, and it's got a very distinct whistle. It's and I'm sorry if anybody's on earphones for a minute, but it's right. It's just like that. It's just like that short. So when we're walking through
You had that?
yeah. So when we're walking,
My dad did that.
when we were walking through like the stores and whatnot, if we got separated, you just start hearing these whistles, and it sounded like some native tribe of people just walking around the store trying to locate things, like
Bob White.
Bob White, Bob White. So hey, Tech Dive. So you would just have it would be like there was a family of 5 people. Now, you guys already know, you know what I look like. I'm a heavy set guy. I'm 338 pounds. I am still to this day the thinnest person in my family. So
It's not what JT says.
well, yeah. Well, listen. I think he's using that English to Swedish conversion for money. So when we're going shopping, you have to imagine that there are 5 of us, 5 people exactly like me, that are all by themselves in a store, typically a supermarket, by the way. And we're all whistling like we're trying to use echolocation to find the snack aisle.
That's so weird, though, because my family did that too. We would whistle in stores to each other.
Right?
And you would know exactly, like, all right, I hear a whistle, I'm going in that direction.
And
Like, that is so weird.
That's really different from here. Like, not very many people do that except for like the Hispanic people, and they do this really shrill, just whistle,
oh, like the
and it
two
always
the
catches
two
you out guard.
fingers in the mouth, though, they're like whoop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a quick shrill
Yep.
whistle.
Yep.
And
Uh,
so it's kind of
it's-
a
and it's
unknown
so
thing to us Midwesterners.
It
it's
was,
so weird because every family knows their own whistle too.
yeah, I was just gonna say, like, you get into a store and everybody knows their own whistle. Like you can hear it across the store. Like nobody
You
has
can hear
to
another
talk.
whistle and be like, "That's not no, that's not my family."
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that one. Wait, that one sounded like my brother. Hold on.
Oh my God, that was Dad. Now, see, so in our family, we had one person, and I'm going to throw him under the bus. I'm hoping he's not watching, but my brother, right? My brother cannot whistle. He has not figured it out. He doesn't know how to do it. When he whistles, it kind of reminds you of somebody trying to use a straw the wrong way. You know, it's like. So my brother wouldn't yell, which I think would have been the better option. Like, if you can't whistle and you're trying to echolocate your family, just go, yo, I'm over here, you know?
Yeah.
No, what he would go is, whoop, whoop. Good morning, white top. So yeah, he would like, instead of trying to do that whistle, he would just be like, woot, woot.
That is great.
Now, see,
Yes.
when I go shopping now as an adult, I go shopping with my wife and my kids, and I'm like a military drill sergeant. Like, we're making battle plans before we go into the store, you know? Like, we're walking into Walmart. Before we get through the door, I'm like, all right, here's what's going to happen. DJ, you're going to go over to this section. You're going to get this, and this. What did I say? Well, yeah, I got to go to this section, get this, and that. No, this, and this. Not that. I don't want that. I want this. But make sure you price shop, you know? I don't want you to get the Chips Ahoy if the generic brand is way cheaper for more. Rowan, you're going to go to this section. Christine, you're going to this section. I'm going to this section. We're going to meet in frozen foods by the Red Baron pizzas. We got it? Everybody knows their assignments? All right, let's move out. You know?
Great. Yep.
It's like a military exercise in shopping precision. But then there's other times where we go and I don't know what we're there for. I'm just there for the ride. I woke up and my wife goes, hey, we're going shopping. Get in the car. Okay. You know? So I'm there with, you know, my wife, my kids, and we're sitting at the store. I'm like, I don't know what we're here for. The kids are looking to me like they're waiting for the platoon sergeant to be like, what's our orders, chief? And I'm like, I don't know. Bomb it and hope for the best. You know? And that's where I'm talking about the difference between men and women shopping, because like
Yep.
I draw battle plans. Like every year when we do our Black Friday shopping, I'm in charge. And it has nothing to do with me wanting to be. It's just known, like everybody stops, my entire family. Black Friday, we all gather on Thanksgiving. We have our Thanksgiving dinner. But then, like, after dinner, after dessert, after people have woken up from their food comas, after the football game, we design, like, this battle map of where we're going. Like, my brother's like, all right, here's what we're going to do. I got Toys R Us. Who's taking Walmart? I'm like, I got Walmart. My dad's like, I got the mall, you know? And they're like, all right, at the mall, I need this, and this. He's like, I got you. At Walmart, I need this, and this. I'm like, perfect. All right, we start drawing this battle map up, you know? There's like 9 of us, and we're all going out to different stores. We all know what we need at these different stores. We're buying our own blasted gifts. It don't matter. We got a plan. You know?
Yeah.
And at Walmart, like, it's funny because, like, Black Friday, you guys have been Black Friday shopping at a Walmart?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so you know how there's like the lines that go everywhere and everybody's like crazy and getting jammed up and they can't,
It's stupid.
you can't
It's real
move.
stupid.
But did you ever once walk through Walmart on a Black Friday and not have to deal with a line? Because there's a way to do it. There's a magical way. There's two ways now, actually, thanks to Cite the Store.
You just go in the evening.
No. The evening's just as bad. No, I'm talking like you could start at midnight Black Friday and be in Walmart the entire day and not deal with a single line of customers.
Okay.
You
in New York, everyone's usually dead by like 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. So towards the evening, it's usually dead.
So the secret is walk through the sections of Walmart that people don't go in, right? Like, think about it. Black Friday, what do you got? What's on sale? Electronics and this, that, and the other stuff, right? Yeah. And that's fine. Listen, have your sales in electronics. If there's something there that I need, I'll get it. But if I need to get from point A of the store to point B of the store and the quickest way fashion, I've figured out like a couple of key things. First off, there is never a group of people hanging out in the feminine hygiene section of a Walmart. You can cut right through that aisle and just be like, there's like 80 people on either side of that aisle, you know, but you can cut right through that one. You can cut through the underwear section because people do not buy underwear on Black Friday. They don't do it.
What I was going to say, yeah, cut through the garment section.
For the most part, you can get through the auto accessories section, right? And that's what I mean. Like, if you know your Walmart and you look at where things are, you can start finding the aisles that people typically don't spend a lot of time in and they're not going to worry about a Black Friday sale at. And if you figure that out, you can actually cut through an entire Walmart on Black Friday shopping, get in, get out, get your stuff done before anybody has even made it through that first line.
Tuesday, where's the fun in that?
I don't like shopping.
It's gotta be bloodshed.
Listen. We don't want to go there, all right?
No, I'm joking.
We were talking yesterday off camera about how, you know, Pennsylvania is an open carry state. And the 1 year we went Black Friday shopping, I wasn't even thinking. I had been out on my motorcycle that morning. And so when I'm out on my motorcycle, I normally open carry because it's, you know, an easier, we've got a couple of the big three gangs out here. I don't want to deal with any nonsense. I don't ever anticipate needing it, but it's kind of a deterrent type thing, you know what I mean? Whatever. In any case, the end result is I forgot that I had my firearm attached to my hip in full view. And we're going Black Friday shopping. Perfect. Now imagine this one. I'm walking through Black Friday shopping. I'm driving this buggy like I'm a NASCAR driver. Or I'm like, okay, this aisle's clear. Go. You know? And we get into the aisle, and then there's this group of people, like a mass of people, a herd of people starts moving in. Because apparently Walmart had started to figure out that there were open aisles that they could, like, stock people in, you know? And I start walking through, like, oh no, there's a group. And then all of a sudden it parted like the Red Sea.
I was just going to say, it parted like Moses.
And I'm like, what's going on? And it was happening like every aisle I would get into, and it would just open. Like the entire aisle would become an open aisle for me and my wife and this buggy. I'm like, we're nothing special. I mean,
I reach God mode?
I think I'm special. I like to believe that I am super special, but I know that in the eyes of everybody else, I'm just an average, everyday fat person, and I'm walking in heavy, you know? So then I started thinking, well, you know, maybe it's because I am a heavy set person. Like, I'm coming in, I got a look on me right now that says move, because I don't like shopping. I don't know if I've mentioned this. And I've got the buggy because, you know, my wife has her handicap. So I've got the buggy because I don't want her to have to deal with trying to move a buggy and people. So I got the buggy. I'm like, and people are just moving. I'm like, yeah, man, maybe they're looking at me like that guy's a badass. He's going to murder somebody here. I did not realize until about halfway through this excursion when one of the Walmart security guys comes up and says, "Sir, we're going to have to ask you to take your firearm out to your car before you continue shopping." For me to go and realize they weren't moving because of the face I was making. They were moving because I inadvertently walked into Walmart with a gun on my hip. And more
The face
importantly,
just made it worse.
so now I'm a 330-pound guy walking through Walmart like a bat out of heck, driving a shopping buggy like it's a Sherman tank with a face that screams, "I'm going to eat your face off," and I've got a gun. My wife looks at me, she says, "You know," because it was like a couple days after that, we're talking about it, we were talking to some friends, and she's like, "You know, you're really lucky." I said, "Why?" She's like, "I'm pretty sure if you were a smaller person, somebody would have arrested you." Oh. So, all right. So, you've heard some of my favorite story shopping. I mean, there's worse. There's way worse. There's me and my dad pretending we were lovers for a little bit. That one went over like a wet dog.
The heck?
Listen, it was a different time, okay?
Yeah. We were troublemakers. We used to climb at Walmart's. We used to. My brother, he would grab onto the I-beams and like literally crawl, or I don't know how he would do it, but he would literally like Spider-Man all the way up the I-beams and like sit on top of the, like, if you look up where all the lights are, like all the rafters.
How do you get up there?
And
That's crazy.
Where they have like the price check things on like the I-beams that are like randomly throughout the, he would just like, I don't know, like hold on to it tight and just like walk up it.
That's crazy.
And he would just sit up there. Yeah, we were troublemakers.
So he would just climb to like the roof of Walmart and just sit there and watch people?
Yeah, I'd be like, what are you gonna do? Like, what, you gonna get a ladder? I'm gonna kick it down.
Oh no.
Whoa.
And then he would just jump and run off.
Oh man, that's
Do
great.
not try.
Do not try this at home, kids.
Yeah, don't do it.
Oh. Well, first batch of phoenixes have been bred and no mutation.
Are you live, right? Are you?
Oh yeah, we're live. Yeah, we're on Twitch.
I've been trying to find your
Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I've been trying to see.
I guess I should probably do the thing. Hold on. Self promotion. Live at https
we're just staring at the Discord.
.tv/time user and
Yeah, shopping. Definitely different perspective than you.
And then I'll just mute your stream. That way it doesn't have a echo or whatever.
Echo. Diamond Crew content links. That it gotta go here. Content links. Let's post it there. And I guess it's only fair that I tell the people in the server that we're on.
But yeah, my family was always the family to try to embarrass each other at the worst, like while we're out in town. It was always just, silly pranks and stuff like that, and no harm or anything, just...
Now, when you say try to embarrass each other out in public, are you talking like you're you're walking through the grocery store, you know you're getting ready to check out, and your dad's at the front of the register. He's got his wallet out, getting ready to pay for everything, and you just kind of casually slip the box of Trojans in with the rest of the groceries, so that the cashier's like, and one box of extra small Trojans.
Yeah, usually something like that. It's usually either like a box of tampons or something like that. Like, hey, you forgot these.
Oh. Oh yeah, listen.
And you were saying, yeah, about getting kicked out of the secret or whatever the name of the thing.
Victoria's Secret, yeah.
For one of my first girlfriends, I was like, all right, I'm gonna get her something. And I'm like, what, 13, 14, I don't know. I'm like, and I couldn't even go in there to begin with. I'm sitting there like, I'm standing outside the store like, oh man, like, this is
Hyperventilating.
Yeah,
It's that feeling.
Like, okay,
it's that same feeling you get when you're 18 and you're getting ready to go into your first adult store.
Yeah.
What?
and I finally got the courage. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go get her. I'll go get her some, like, underwear or something, because I don't know, whatever. And I walk in there, the first thing the lady said, because I'm a big dude too, and the first thing the lady says is, can I help you find your size? And I'm like, you know what? I think I'll just go get her a teddy bear.
Good choice.
Now, see, all right, so here's the deal, right? And hey, took Nyan. One of the things that drives me crazy about shopping, I used to really enjoy it. Like, I wasn't like a Valley girl where I was like, oh my God, we're going to go to the mall and I'm going to go Nordstrom, I'm going to get Aeropostale, and then the Gap. I didn't do any of that stuff, but I liked going out and interacting with people. I liked, like, kind of walking around and seeing what was there, that kind of stuff. Until I started getting heavier. So, little quick synopsis about myself. I was 99 pounds, like 99 to 102 pounds up until my junior year of high school. Like, I was a twig. I was also in the swim team, my senior year, like, everything kind of hit at once, and all of a sudden, like, I got out of school my junior year at 99 pounds. I came back my senior year at like 280. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm twice the man I used to be. Behold my glory. Now, over time, like I said, my entire family is big. We struggle with weight loss our entire lives. All of us do. And I started working in a profession where they didn't provide us with uniforms. I had to go buy, suits, ties, button-down shirts, polos, that kind of stuff. And as a heavy-set guy, I started going to stores, and I was like, I need bigger shirts, things that actually go over the belly that is.
Good luck.
And, right, yeah, first of all, I couldn't find anything that fit, and then I started finding stuff that fit, but they only come in 3 colors. If you're in a 3XL or bigger, and you're a guy, You know what I'm talking about. You got white, black, and blue.
Black and blue.
Those are your 3 freaking options.
And rarely gray.
Rarely gray. And what the
lucky.
And the gray isn't gray. It's actually a black that sat in the sun too long and it's gotten like sunstripe.
Yeah, it's like faded. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I finally had reached that size, So I went into like my normal places. I went into Sears and I went to their big and tall section and they didn't have anything that was big or tall. Then I went to Kohl's and they had stuff, but it was all black, white, and blue. And I get into JCPenney, same thing, black, white, and blue. I'm frustrated at this point. I'm frustrated at the stores for not having options. I'm frustrated at the number of places I've been to find a couple of shirts. But more so, I'll be honest, now I was more frustrated at myself for being so big that was my issue. you know?
Yeah.
So I went into Boscov's. Now, if you're a big guy and you need work clothes, like professional work clothes, Boscov's, 100%, they got it. You know, they got a good big and tall section, but
it's $80 for a pair of shorts.
Oh, no. Boscov's is actually pretty good. They're pretty good. They're like 20 to $40 for a shirt, you know.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, they're good.
We have them here.
Because we have an actual big and tall store at our town.
Is it DXL?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like $80 for a pair of shirt and like, $100 for fat shorts. I'm like, really? Yep. And then I go right next door to the Burlington coat factory, and it's like a fat guy's dream.
I know.
And I'm like 8X? Oh my God. Oh, I can wear baggy clothes? I can have baggy clothes?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Listen, I'm with you. Burlington Coat Factory is awesome. Like, I used to joke around. I used to go in the stores and they'd be like, "Can we help you?" It's like, "No, thanks. You don't carry anything made by Coleman." You know? Burlington Coat Factory, you can feel good about yourself when they have sizes so big at Burlington Coat Factory that you don't feel like a fat guy anymore. Like when you, as a heavyset guy, I walk into, like JCPenney and their biggest sizes, their big and tall section is like 3X, 3X big. And it doesn't fit. But you walk, and you're like, "I am the fattest man in this store. The aisles are not even big enough for me to walk through." But then you go to Burlington Coat Factory and you're like, "Holy crap, I could swim in that."
Yep. Like, oh my God, I have shorts, I have pants, I have shirts, boxers that fit. Oh my God.
Well, as a heavy set guy, walking into a Burlington Coat Factory is like walking to a state fair to make you feel better about your family. Okay. It is what it is. But
the thing is, too, it's like, what? It's only $8?
Right?
What?
It's $1 for every X.
Yeah. Like, oh my God.
I apparently need to go look at this place.
Now, see, the thing is, this, and going back to that Boscov story, so I kind of feel really bad for the woman who was working the register, too, because, like I said, I'm now like 5 stores into the shopping trip for, a couple of shirts. And I'm pissed. I hate the stores. I hate myself. I hate everything. I don't want to be shopping anymore. Like, I was on the verge of calling up the company that had hired me. I was like, "Yo, I can't find clothes. I quit." So I get into Boscov's. My wife is like, "You got to give one more store a chance. We can always order it for you. It's okay." We get into Boscov's, and in the men's section, you guys, everybody's got Boscov's. They're across the United States. They have like the different checkouts in every section. Like there's the checkout in jewelry and in shoes and in this and in that. So I walk up to the checkout counter in the men's section. And this little old lady, she's like 80, goes, "Can I help you?" I said, yes, you can. She's like, "What can I lead you to?" I said, "I'm looking for size fat. And I don't want blue, black, or white."
You say that too? I'm like, "Oh man, they don't carry size fat."
She's like, "Excuse me?" I said, "I need size fat." She's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "I'm talking like Ozark Trail, Coleman's." "Sir, those are tent companies." "Yeah, that's who I need to make my clothes right now, okay?" Get me
Ozark Trail.
Get me a couple pieces of canvas and an old-timey sales.
I need a canopy tent for my poncho.
Is the circus in town? Because that's where I get my clothes.
Right.
I need my moo-moos.
You're a heavy-set person when you walk to a circus and the elephant starts trying to get under your kilt. I don't know how we went from shopping adventures to being fat, but it's okay. I appreciate it. kind of on the same level of that. It's like walking into an all-you-can-eat buffet and you're waiting for the person to go, to remember, sir, all you can eat is an offer, not a challenge.
Right, they see us walking in, and they're like, "Oh no, oh no."
We're gonna lose money today, guys. Doodle. So in PA, we have this place. It's called the Lancaster. Pennsylvanians call it the Lancaster Buffet, but it's kind of a big deal. It's like one of the largest buffets. Yep, Shady Maple Smorgasbord. It's one of the largest buffets in the United States. Okay.
And he hasn't been there.
Shh, shush. But it's all Amish food, and if you've ever been to Pennsylvania, Amish food, 100%. It's what we're known for. Like, you have not tasted anything till you come down and you get an authentic Amish shoe fly pie. It is amazing. But I would feel bad, like, walking in somewhere like that, and they look at us and go, no. No, go home.
They won't.
Listen, you would be surprised, right? We went to Golden Corral. Now, Golden Corral is famous for what? Their chocolate fountain, right? Every Golden Corral's got a chocolate fountain. Do you know what my son did? My son is a spitting image of a Stove's Family Guy. He sat there with his entire plate of food. He had country fried chicken. He had mashed potatoes. He had his broccoli, because when we go out to grocery buffets, we make the kids get a vegetable. They have to have it, right? What does this kid do with his plate of food? He takes it over and holds it under the chocolate fountain and smothers it all in chocolate. And he's like, "What? It's dessert and dinner."
Even broccoli?
Everything.
It's a Zinner.
And
It's a Zinner, Dad.
And this is that chocolate, like when it starts to once it's out of the chocolate fountain for more than 10 seconds, it starts to get that hard crust on it.
Hardening.
Yeah. So by the time we're done, he's sitting there like eating the broccoli, and you can hear it crunching because of the chocolate. It's like,
But
he's like, "It's chocolate. Choco broccoli." Oh yeah.
Chopping broccoli.
No, I got a rule. If he takes it, he's got to eat it. Yeah, 100%. I don't care. I learned that lesson. Yeah, you take it, you eat it. End of discussion. Have a good day.
Chop it.
Listen, everything tastes better with chocolate.
Chopping broccoli.
I don't know about that.
Really?
Chopping broccoli.
I love chocolate. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know about that.
Choco broccoli?
Chocolate trout?
Listen, I'm gonna say this. Choco broccoli chocolate, whatever it is, there's gotta be something to it, because the Olsen twins did a song about it when they were kids, okay? You don't believe me?
I believe you, but I'm not sure that I would use them as a reason.
Not anymore. Not anymore. No. They went from some of the cutest kids on Full House to like, "Are you even alive?" Oh man. So Doodle, I want your opinion, because like I think Wicked and I are kind of in the same like, and not to label it as a gender thing, but we are in that same dude kind of shopping thing where we look at a store, we design a battle plan to execute that store. We get in, we go directly to what we want, we leave. There is no wasted time, no wasted effort. In, out, and done. So, since you are the only one on this stream at the moment of their affair of sex, I do have to ask, is that your habit of shopping too, or are you more towards the stereotype where you have to go in for something like batteries at the front desk, but end up all the way back in like electronics first?
Okay, let me see. I'll try to make all the women proud out there. Okay. I love shopping. And when I say shopping, I'm not talking about buying stuff. I'm talking about looking at things. All right? I start in the beginning of the store and I do a perimeter all the way around. Hitting what's it start with? A garden center. Then it goes to like hardware and sporting goods and then toys and then electronics and then it's baby stuff, which I usually skip because there's not much there for me. And then it's groceries. Go all the way through the groceries to the front to the bakery and then back to the front and you do the middle section, which is all the clothes. Yes, I do that.
So,
Because
so you,
listen, it is an outing when you go somewhere, okay? It is always a source of fun, okay? And sometimes you find things that are just hilarious in your travels.
I don't know why, but it's almost like I can see you doing this like the same way I see my wife eat Reese's peanut butter cups. She eats all the chocolate from the outside, and then at the very end eats the creamy goodness of the peanut butter on the inside. And you're like, you start on the outside, do a perimeter, and then when everything else has been seen, you get to the good stuff in the middle.
And yes, I'm an adult and I still go through the toy section because there's all these buttons you can push. Ender just leaves me. He's like I'm going to electronics. And I'm like, okay, pushing button. And then like the pet section, I definitely go through that and at least squeak a few dog toys. Just a few. Not too many.
Listen, I'm sorry, but my wife yells at me for this too, because when we occasionally do go into the so our Walmart, the toy section is also the game section.
Yes.
And I am a huge fan of board games. And I've been looking ever since I think you actually sent me the picture of it, Doodle. There is a game from my childhood I really, really want. I used to own it. It was called Crossfire. It was great. It's type of games that as kids then we took it for granted because now we go to get it for our kids and they're like, oh my God, it's got projectiles, it's guns. Crossfire was this big plastic board and there were like two little guns on it. They were mounted to the board and these things shot BBs out. And then there were these little pucks with ball bearings inside of them. And what you had to do was like, think of like a combination of a shooting range meets soccer. You had to shoot the little BBs at these pucks and get them into the other players' goals.
Like air hockey, but with no air and shooting BBs.
Right. Yeah. And it was great because, if you lost your BBs, you just went to the store and bought a pack of BBs. So we had one of these, and it was great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had it for like 3 weeks before I figured out I could take the guns out of it. Me and my brother spent the entire rest of the time shooting them at each other around the house. Looking back on it, probably why we can't get it anymore. But somebody, and I do think it was you, sent me a picture and like, is this what you were talking about? And I guess it was at your local Walmart. I can't. I have to go. I've never been in a Target. Never been in one. Never even been in a parking lot of a Target.
You won't like it.
I probably won't. But I go to Walmart, and every time we go to Walmart, I do kind of glance through the board game section, hoping with all this retro nostalgia hipster stuff that I will find Crossfire at the Walmart. Now, we have the aisle with all the board games, and directly opposite, like if you're looking at the board games and you turn around, you're now looking at their whole line of push this button, see what I do stuff. And I am the child that will hit every one of those buttons. I doop, 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 doop the whole way down the aisle. By the time we're done, the mall security's running there like, what's going on? Everything's going insane. But no, I'll tell you what though, my favorite was My favorite thing, and one of the weirdest things I have seen at any, it wasn't so much a see, it was a hear. Do you remember Speak and Spells?
Oh yeah.
Okay, do you remember how Speak and Spell had that time period where they were like really big and they had the hey, hit a button and try me on the shelves?
No.
Yeah, if you go through the baby section again, and by the way, the baby section might have anything for you, but they got some really cool stuff you can let your cats and play with.
I know. I bought some things from there before.
Find the Speak and Spell and hope the battery is almost dead.
Oh, things sound weird when the battery's almost dead.
Speak and Spell sounds like the spawn of Satan. It's like, play with me.
Yikes. Speaking spells.
That kind of goes like we're just talking about the differences between men and women shopping. There's a lot of differences between men and women that are like that though. Like, have you ever noticed the difference between how men and women sleep? And I'm not even talking grown men and women. You can just look at kids, right? Because I got kids. Little girls, they go to sleep. They're all dressed up in their princess pajamas with their sheets over top of them. They look like little angels. They're laying in the bed with the teddy bear, and they're like, and then a little stretch, and then they're asleep, right? Boys are like half naked, their butts hanging out. They're sitting in the bed going, and then today what we were gonna do is I was with Johnny and we were doing this, and I found a frog and I put it in Susie's desk, and then done, out like a light. You know what I mean? Like the sheets on the other side of the room. You know? But then you wake up in the morning, and the little boy is, you get to the little girl's room, and the little girl is still in her sheets, and she's still in the same position she fell asleep in. You know, she's just peaceful. But then you go to the boys' room, and they're like butt in the air, feet awkwardly under their chin, like they're sucking on their big toe. Their teddy bear has its head ripped off. The dog's hiding in the corner like, I don't know what to do, man. And that Speak and Spell is sitting on top of their feet going, play with me. You know, it's just, what? I must play.
I grew up with brothers.
Uh-huh.
And I've never seen that sort of situation.
You're telling me your brothers were not like, we were doing this and this and blah, 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 and I must play, I gotta blah, blah, and then just out? They didn't just like pass out?
No. Don't get me wrong, my younger brother, he's got some sort of sleeping issue. But my older brother, you know how you say, oh, the girls, they have their little pretty princess little outfit that they sleep in or whatever. Well, my brothers always had these pajamas. I don't know if you remember back in the day, the pajamas that were like, they were like printed with something on the top, and usually they're white, and they had like this waffle texture, and then the pants were whatever trim color the sleeves and the neck had. I don't know how to describe it, but it was this weird waffle texture. And my brothers always wore those. They were never half naked or anything like that.
Well, so
I will say my older brother, he was always a fan of Garfield. You remember Garfield, how he would sleep in his little bed with the blanket like pulled over his head, and it looked like two round lump things. Yeah. You know.
like somebody didn't feel like drawing a cat, so they're like, I'm gonna draw a butt and call it a cat.
Yeah.
No, I do not play Roblox. I haven't ever gotten into it.
My older brother wanted to make that shape when he slept because he loved Garfield so much. He had this green blanket that no one touched. We never touched his blanket, and his name was Booger. So that tells you why we never touched it. Horrible allergies.
It started out white, okay?
Horrible allergies, and he always was wiping his nose on that blanket, and we called it Booger. My mom made a good choice making it green. Yes. but he would stretch that. He'd sit on it with his he'd sit on his knees, but he'd tuck that under his feet, and then he'd stretch it over his head, and then tuck it underneath of him, and he'd try to sleep that way. So yeah, that looked really funny. But he was never in that position when he woke up, of course.
No, and you know, and kind of the reason I mentioned about the sleeping thing actually was because today I inadvertently woke up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't want to wake up, but my wife and I have a full-size bed, and my wife decided today at about 6 in the morning that she wanted the bed. All of it. So I'm sitting there peacefully sleeping. The next thing I know, I'm on the floor staring at my dog. My dog's like, "Hey, man, what's up? What you doing here? This is my floor."
To the floor. Are you a good boy or a bad boy?
I don't know. Listen, my husky, he's getting up in his age. We got him a Tempur-Pedic dog bed. Yeah, that thing's pretty comfy now. Yeah, my husky's on his bed. He stares at me because now, you know, there's a 350-pound guy dropping out of a bed like a ton of wet potatoes. You know, I'm eye to eye with my chocolate lab. He's staring at me, and yeah, he did. Thinking about it, he goes kind of like, "Were you good boy or bad boy? Welcome to the floor. You can share this spot with me." My husky's like, "I'm not moving." You know? My bed, pound sand, deal with it. And my wife is violent when she sleeps. Like, we have...
Violent?
Yeah, listen,
This one's prone to violence.
we have a thing, like, if she goes to bed, if she says, "I'm going to sleep," that is code for me that says, I'm going to go into our bed and I'm going to lay down. You have until I fall asleep to come into bed and lay down as well, or I will murder you while you're trying to. It's like waking up a cat that likes to claw things. You know, if you scare the cat, you get the scratches down your arms, you know. She'll be dead asleep. I will try to get into bed, and I'll wake up with a black eye, you know. It's bad. So when she's like, "I'm going to bed," I'm like, "I'm going to bed as well." Hey, thanks, Mr. Wicked. So she's like, I'm like, "All right, I'm going." She's like, "I'm going to bed." I'm like, "Okay, no problem. I'm going to go to bed too because I kind of want bed. I don't want to get beat up." And she's not a violent person. She is not prone to violence, Doodle. But when she is asleep, forget it. Forget it. When she is asleep, all bets are off. She will murder somebody.
See, I don't get violent when I've been sleeping, but I definitely get super grumpy when someone wakes me up.
I think that's everybody, though. I don't know anybody who wakes up in the morning like, "It's time to shine."
No, when I wake up in the morning, different. But when I've been asleep and I am woken up, you know, like sometimes Ender comes in later to bed and he'll sit on his phone and he'll be looking at his phone, swiping through it. And just the motion of him swiping through his phone will sometimes wake me up. And I'm like, I'm like, "Why? What are you doing? Go to sleep." I'm like, "I think Reddit can wait for this morning till morning."
It wasn't Reddit.
Oh, it usually is. It's usually Reddit or FARC.
FARC?
Yeah.
Okay.
FARC is like a website with little, like, they post headlines, but they change them so they're humorous. And there is one that, like, they have tags in front of them. Like, some of them will be like, "America," and then there's one that says "Florida man," you know, and stuff like that.
Oh, listen, don't even get started on the Florida man stuff. That is epic. Have you ever seen your Florida man birthday?
No.
Just go open up Google and type in the date you were born, right? Like the full date, You know, like if you were born January 1st of 1990, type in 119 1990 space Florida man report and see what comes up, because everybody's got a Florida man.
All right, I'm on this.
See what comes up.
I'll do it too. Hold on. I'll do it too. I don't remember what my Florida man is. Let's see here. I need to go to this.
Let's see.
Do you do the slashes? I assume you do.
I just type in my, yeah. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Florida man for my birthday is.
Something came up, but it didn't have my birthday, but it's really funny. Florida man screaming about vampires allegedly sets fire in his own home. That doesn't sound right.
There you go. News headline for Florida man. Florida man challenge breaking the internet. Some crazy.
Mine's not that exciting.
Florida. Okay, so I gotta take this.
What happened on my birthday? No.
Florida man armed with twisted tea can and metal pipe threatens former employer. Chris Logan's uh-oh moment on the day. There's mine. Apparently, my Florida man threatened people with a twisted tea can. You know, I heard that. I heard about that in the headlines. Because that was this year.
Oh, you're counting ones that happened this year?
Oh, just type in like because sometimes it doesn't show up like the year of, like 1982.
Yeah, I'm getting 2017.
Yeah, just do like again January 1st Florida man or Florida man January 1st and see what comes up.
I got one. Florida man wearing gloves steals all the chicken wings at 7-Eleven. You stole other hot wings.
Okay, yeah, I think you have to personally type the month. Like June, you would actually type in June, and then the number, and then the TH, comma, then Florida man, and then you'll get the exact date.
Gotcha. All right, chat. While we're doing this, what's your Florida man? I want to see it in chat. What's your Florida man? Type in the month and the date of your birth into Google with Florida man and put in chat what comes up. I want to see
Florida,
what all.
Florida man arrested for allegedly throwing a corn cob at his mom's head.
Wait a minute, Wicked, was this at the grocery store with you? Are you from Florida?
They'll never catch me.
Florida man hit dad in face with pizza after learning he helped him deliver it.
Yeah, I saw that one, yeah.
Mr. Wicked 2021 comes out of the closet and admits that he is the corn cob caper.
Can't catch my cobs.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Your timing was perfect. I 100% just snarfed the monster.
Oh God, what is this? Man, a lot happened on my birthday.
I wasn't finding anything interesting.
Florida man won't flush. That's when the police got involved.
Maybe he needed a poop knife.
No, not the poop knife.
I can't breathe.
I seriously don't think this is a thing around where I live.
It's a thing everywhere.
It is an American.
It's not even an American thing. It's like a global thing.
I shall inquire, but I'm pretty sure it's no one else here knows about this.
I'm telling you, just look. I'm going right now. Right? I'm going in. Just go to Google. Go into Google. Type in poop knife. There is a website.
I'm not typing that in Google.
All it is just a regular like plastic knife.
Yeah, yeah.
I refuse to type that in Google. It's bad enough they probably listen to me say that.
It was funny. My littlest brother came up to me and he was talking about it.
There, look.
And we just looked at each other and we were like,
look.
You know poop knife?
Look, it's a website. It's the original poopknife.com. I mean, it's a poop knife. See, it even shows you how to use it. You got to use it to cut the poop.
No.
Like, you think I'm kidding?
I don't think you're kidding, but I don't want to accept it. No. Your hand shouldn't be anywhere near that toilet like that. I'm serious. I think this is not
back
a
in the day,
Midwestern thing.
you had to reach in and grab it. You had to put a plastic bag over your hand and just whoop.
So they're using the toilet brush like a whisk.
It's for cleaning.
Yeah, cleaning my toilet.
No.
Listen.
Buying those all the time.
Listen. All right. So what are you gonna do? You stuff up the toilet. You don't got a poop knife. You don't want to do the toilet brush whisk thing. What are you gonna do? Like use a plunger? Yeah, you're gonna depth charge it. You're like, next thing you know,
it's spouting out of your shower and.
It's like a poop it's a torpedo. It's
a torpedo.
It's like.
But usually it doesn't shoot out. It goes down.
Yeah, flying through your pipes, pushing everything in front of it.
You know, I'm just thinking of like the way she went wee. I'm just thinking like, you know, those videos on YouTube where it's like birds with arms or things with arms. I see the poop with arms going wee.
All I'm picturing is Augustus Gloop in a stuck in the pipe.
Oh my god.
You ever see a bullet get discharged out of a? So watch the pressure build up.
Listen, if plunger is the wrong way to do it, why do we have plungers?
Well, plungers are don't get me wrong, plungers are for backed up toilets, right? But a poop knife is to prevent the backed up toilet.
So, let me tell you a story.
I mean, you've got levels of toilet maintenance, right? There's like there's like the standard thing where you just have to clean it, and that's no big deal, right? You just clean it, it's okay. And then there's the poop knife. The poop knife is for when you got a particularly large production.
And let's be honest, this isn't an everyday occurrence. This is just I happen to eat that pound of mozzarella cheese. So
these experiences, guys.
So the poop knife is an on occasion thing. It's something that you occasionally need to use for your toilet's health. Then there is the toilet brush, the whisk. If you really need to get things moving.
Not a whisk. It's not for that.
But now, if
you
you
really stir up that brew,
if you've used the poop knife and you use the whisk and it still doesn't go down, then you go to the plunger. And if the plunger doesn't work, that's when you go to the snake, right? That metal
God,
thing, the snake that you have to like roll out and roll up, and it's particularly
you roll
close
it
to your.
back in.
Oh, it's gross. No, it's not happy.
God.
And then if none of that works, then you got to call the plumber and get the industrial stuff, right?
Kind of fire are you eating?
Listen, I am a particularly heavy set guy, and my digestion
I've-
reflects that.
I haven't chewed my food since 1980. I just swallow it whole.
There's a reason Mom always said I left a meatloaf.
Oh, jeez.
We got off topic pretty quick, but it's okay.
Let me tell you a
You want to talk
toilet
about women and
story.
men
I
shopping?
gotcha. So I used to work in a nursing home. It was my first official job, if you don't count babysitting. All right, so I went straight to nursing home, and I was very shy and naive and didn't have very many experiences with
Oh, you gotta
anything.
get all up in there.
Okay. I had never had to use a plunger before. So
Oh, you're just dealing with plunger. Okay.
I was 19. I was
All right.
19, okay? And so I went to a resident's room, helped them get to the bathroom and everything, and then I went to flush, and it just would not go. It was like, nope. And I was like, oh no. And so you do the couple flush thing, and you're like, oh, it'll be fine. I'll just give it an extra flush.
Then it
Nope.
starts overflowing.
Yep, it starts overflowing, and it's full of just grossness. And we'll get into that. It's just gross.
Then you
And
gotta throw the towels down.
I'm like having a small panic attack. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And so I'm looking for a plunger because I know that's what like my parents do if something like this happens. There's no plunger in resident rooms at all. So I had to run down the hallway looking for a plunger, just asking all the other nurses, is there a plunger? Is there a plunger? There was people visiting that day. So I'm running down the halls. Is there a plunger somewhere? I like burst into this one room and asked one of the families, thinking they were another worker. Is there a plunger? No, they did not know where a plunger was. Meanwhile, the toilet has peaked.
The toilet's just going by
peaked.
itself.
It's created some sort of fountain.
Some vortex of.
The resident hears splooshing. They were like, "What's going on?" And they put their
What's
call light
going
on.
on over there?
I finally found a plunger. Running around asking for one. Finally, one of the what are they called? The people who do like the utility aides.
Orderlies.
They're like, here, this closet here in the central area, because there's like several wings of this this place. And so I grabbed the plunger. I'm running through the halls like some kind of plunging superhero to this room, plunger stretched out.
Plunge away to save your day. Doodle's here to take your dookie away.
I get in there. The water and filth has breached the door. The resident has her call light on it. It's just pointing.
There's a fecal fountain.
I'm like, what do I do? So I went in. I had like these nice new nurses shoes, bright white, beautiful. Loved them.
How were your brown saddle shoes when you were done?
Gross. Very gross. But I got in there, and I had never used a plunger before. And if you have never used a plunger before, you might not know, but they displace a lot of water.
Yeah. It's because you're putting in a cup upside down. You gotta fill the cup. You gotta fill the.
I was young. I was panicked. I didn't know this. Okay, so I put it in there, and of course it's extra, just water coming over onto my
Yep.
shoes, getting in my socks, all this stuff. Probably the bottom of my
I
sweatpants.
could just picture
Disgusting.
that. Oh, you poor girl.
And then I'm like, okay, it's in. This is good. It's gonna get it fixed. And I start doing the thing, plunge, and it's just causing waves. It's just waves.
At least, at least you don't have to do it manually.
Now
Yeah, that'd
see,
be
now see here. I'm just gonna throw this out there, Doodle. Just gonna throw this out here. If you had a poop knife, it wouldn't have been a problem.
no, because it wasn't just poo. It's toilet paper. They used tons of toilet paper.
It's a poop knife. A knife cut through paper, okay. So the poop knife is to cut the poop, right? The whisk is for the toilet paper.
It's for the toilet paper. Get
not.
that all dissolved.
No, then it gets close to it. No.
It's how you make poo stew.
Anyway, I eventually got it clear, and it made the most satisfying, like, when it did it.
Oh, I love that when it finally just like pushes through and it's like.
Yes, but I had to work the rest of the day wearing that.
Uh,
But I did go into like the shower room and try to like wash everything off. But that was the
man.
beginning of the shift, so that was
Yeah.
fun times. And then I had to help clean up the mess too. It's like, why don't we have plungers in every hall?
Because okay, wait, you were working at a nursing slash retirement home, right?
Yeah.
Okay, wicked. You do home health care, so you it's kind of the same thing.
I don't miss the home. That's why I do private home now, where it's just one person.
You know, when I was 18, I had my EMT license, and I was working at a place called Edgemont Personal Care Lodge, and it was home health care. Well, not. It was supposed to be a assisted living home that was more like a nursing home. You know how that works.
Yeah.
So we've all kind of been there, and this kind of goes to your question of why wasn't there a plunger on every floor? I've got the easy answer. Because most of the people at those places are children.
Yeah.
I love them to death. All of the residents I took care of were great people, but you got to think like as human beings, we start out as children, we grow into adults, and then we start to devolve back into children. Like I keep telling my kids, like, listen,
Yep.
I changed your diapers because at some point you're gonna have to change
You're gonna
mine.
have to return the favor. And there's nothing you can do about it.
No, we had this resident when I was working there. He was like 98, I think. And his doctor did not want him having alcohol in the least because of his medications. So we were very careful to make sure he didn't get any. But his son, when his son would come up and visit, his son would bring up these pony bottles of Jack Daniels. And they'd hide it so that we didn't know it was there. I mean, we had a couple ideas of where they hid it, and we'd found them a couple times, and they would just find new spots. Or they would take them out and get them hammered drunk at a restaurant and then bring them back. And this is a 98-year-old dude with a walker, and at 98 years old, with a walker and drunk off his rear end, we had to, like, lock all the women residents' doors, because we would just find him sleeping in women's beds. Like we had a resident, a lady, she was in her 80s. She was a double, both of her legs had been amputated. So, we helped her get to bed. Once she was in bed, she was in bed. Like she didn't get out unless she needed help, and she'd use the page button to get us. And there were a couple times where that pager would go off and we go in and he'd be drunk off his rear end in her bed. And
in my bed.
And she'd be like, "Get him out of here!" And every time I'd be like, "Why would you do that to her? Why? You know she doesn't like it." He's like, "She can't run away."
Oh god.
Wow.
Horny old men.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
Oh man.
And they can get away with it. They think they can get away with it because they're old men.
Right.
Like, I don't know better. I don't know. Like, yeah, that's yeah, okay.
That doesn't track.
One of
Oh,
one of my first experiences as doing clinicals in a nursing home was transferring an old guy from a chair to a wheelchair. And you're supposed to lift them a certain way. They're supposed to hold on to your elbows, but he was
Yep.
not holding on there.
A little too grabby.
He's like just grabbing the bum for support, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
And he's doing it because he can get away with it, but my
Yep.
dumb young brain was like, oh, he just needs, he just need to move his hands. So I just moved him up, and they kept moving him down.
Nah, I've heard some crazy. I've heard some really crazy, like, bad stories.
well, and listen, dude, I'm gonna tell you the truth. That is not just limited to like the old guy patients to
Oh,
the
no.
young orderlies, because
Oh,
again,
yeah,
I worked at the personal care home from when I was 18 till about 20, I want to say. And I can't tell you how many times that I'd be walking through the residents, like helping them out, getting them ready for the. We had 3 guys and 37 women at this assisted living home.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, I mean, I can't really divulge information because of HIPAA and everything,
Yep,
but
I can give you
um,
statistics. You know.
yeah, I can. But there it there was a woman that um would constantly sexually harass me nonstop,
Yep.
and it just got too old over and over. Like I can't do that. Like, I'm here to work. I'm not here to get, I mean,
So, the place I worked, we had a total of 40 residents. It was the maximum we could have. We had like 3 guys, the rest were all women. And I was the nighttime, because I had my EMT, and it was, quote, an assisted living home. It wasn't a nursing home. They put me as the nighttime charge nurse, meaning there were 2 people at night. It was myself and 1 orderly. And the orderly was like, laundry and getting breakfast started, and then helping with showers in the morning. And then my job was making sure patients got their medications and taking care of showers in the morning. So when you sit back and think about what I just said, there were 3 male patients and the rest were all women. There were 2 of us, and we had to get everybody in the building showered before breakfast every morning.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a couple of the residents who were incontinent, so you had to shower them several times throughout the night. I cannot tell you how many times. First of all, I'm 19. I'm sitting there giving like a 90-year-old a shower. It was not a comfortable experience for me because some of them needed help getting the showers. Some of them couldn't like do it themselves. So that was a little bit uncomfortable because I'm sitting there like, I don't like this. I do this. But then you had the like, you're talking about them grabbing your bum. Listen, some of them lady residents grab more than just a bum, okay? I'm sorry, I slipped, honey. Yeah, okay. Now I'm wearing white scrubs trying to figure out how I'm going to go out in public. Oh, man. Yeah, I stopped working there. I swore after that I would never do that again. Never wear scrubs again.
Yours were white, huh?
We had to. Well, again, and so we didn't have to wear white, but keep in mind, I was fat. I had one option.
We have
white.
no options. We don't have the luxury of having our nice logo shirts and stuff like that, unless we want to pay $100.
At the first place I worked, which was a veterans home, we all wore navy blue. And then I think at the second place I worked, which was a nursing home, not for veterans, we wore purple.
Mine's navy too. Yeah, I want a purple one, but we're in blue.
Purple was nice. Navy blue was nice too. It hides a lot of things.
Yeah.
White, not white, man. White leaves nothing to the imagination.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, when you're looking at white scrubs, especially for a heavy set guy, and this actually goes back into the shopping thing, scrubs are like the only form of clothing that you can buy that doesn't change in price based on size. Right? So, like,
Yeah.
a set of scrubs is X amount of money, doesn't matter what size you are, you just gotta hope they have your size. But what I did notice is, like, when you're a heavy set person and you're getting scrubs, like, you get, like, the small size, and it's, like, super thick, durable material. But then by the time you get to, like, the 4XL and the 5XL,
It's like 1 micron thin.
Yeah, like you hold it up to a light and it goes invisible on you, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty bad, and I would love to tell you that was a great experience, but we had like the option of white. It's near invisible, so you had to be careful what color boxer shorts you were wearing, because if you were wearing like dark boxers, you could see it.
I was just gonna say that too. Yeah.
And it was not a good time. The worst part is that my coworker, when I was there, she was a heavy set woman too. Like, she was bigger than I was. I'm a big guy. And I remember she was in the same boat as I was. Like, she had to get the big size scrubs, which meant they were all really, really thin. And I remember at the end of the night, we took, like, when we were getting on, dinner would be over. It's done. They never reserve the food from the dinners and everything. They don't reserve it.
No, they throw it on. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
so
it out.
they don't throw it out though. What they do is they put it in the refrigerator, and they say, you know, if night shift, you know, you guys are hungry, eat it. Morning shift, you guys want to eat a little bit of the breakfast that's left over, have it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, they would let the staff have it, you know, while we were working. And I distinctly remember
for the patients.
No, residents weren't allowed to have it.
Yeah,
but she had a big problem with staying awake during night shift, like a big problem. I had given up. Like, I would walk and do the rounds, and I'd come back and she'd be snoring at the desk
on the couch. Yeah.
So I remember the one night, and it was one of the funniest things. I did not tell her. I left her deal with it later on that morning. The dinner that night had been like hot dogs and baked beans and chili and all this other, like, everything. As a nighttime person who knew that I was giving showers the next morning, I'm seeing what they had for dinner. Like, this is not going to be a pretty sight, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I guess at some point she had decided she was going to get herself a plate of dinner, and she sat on the sofa with it, was watching some TV, and she fell asleep. Now, most of us can figure out where the logical end of this story is going. She had not finished what she was eating, and she had a big old plate of baked beans and chili still. And somehow, in the process of all that, she managed to sit on said plate of baked beans and chili in her white scrubs.
Oh no.
I thought you were gonna say something else, but
I didn't say a word. I saw her walk past. I was like, oh, I thought what you're thinking, Wicked. I thought, you know, logical conclusion.
That's the first thing I thought when you said white scrubs and yeah.
But that's what I thought. Like, she went walking past. I was like, oh no, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I should tell her. And then I saw the plate on the sofa. I was like, oh, I'm leaving this one ride.
Yeah. Like, oh no, not a good time. That's a bean.
You don't chew your food either. Okay. But
Think about scrubs is you can churn them around, but I'm not sure that would help.
not when you're a fat guy in a white scrub. And that was kind of what I meant though. Like, going back to the shopping thing is that, so if as a heavy set guy, I go to the store and I buy a shirt, right? Wicked, you can attest to this. You go to the store and you're looking for like 3XL and it's like $2, $3 more, right?
Yep. Every X is an extra like $2, I think, or something like that.
But the price doesn't drop for like the petite size.
No, it's only for fat people. You got to
Yeah,
pay more because it's more fabric.
It's the fat fee.
Yeah.
Like if you go to the store, and anybody, even the thin people, I challenge you to do this, and you tell me if you think this is right. If you go buy a shirt in large and it's $8, you buy it in medium, it's $8. You buy it in small, it's $8. You buy it in infant size, it's $8. You get a 2XL and it's like $13 for the same shirt. Like
for every X they tack on, that's another $2 to $3.
But it just doesn't make sense because like you'd think if they're charging the same price for like the super small, like barely fits on the Chihuahua size. What was that? Oh,
I'm back.
Hi! You just scared the jeebers out of me. You would think that they're like, if they're selling something for $8, no matter what size it is, that they would extend that to us fat people. You know, what's it costing you? 10 cents?
Right.
It's not like you actually had to go to Coleman's to make this shirt for me.
Yeah.
Although I would appreciate it.
And then with the petite sizes, I mean, you're saving the
Yeah.
fabric with the petite, so it evens
balances out.
Oh,
Yeah.
listen, if you want to get into stuff like that, okay, so like crop tops, okay?
Go on.
They're no cheaper.
That's
They're no
being a
cheaper than a
medium.
normal shirt. What the heck? And the same with shorts. You know, the shorts are going to cost the same price as pants. They're less fabric. What's the deal?
What's the deal?
Not saying I wear crop tops because I won't. Unless something gets dried that isn't supposed to be dried.
Go on. Feel like there's a story behind this, and I kind of want to hear it.
Nah, just grumblings.
Mm-hmm.
Grumblings of many things that have gotten destroyed because of a dryer.
Mm-hmm.
My underwear is too small.
That doesn't usually happen with underwear. What
I
kind of
don't
underwear are
know.
you buying, Mr. Wicked? Are they made of rayon, perhaps?
We've discussed this. Silk sheets, silk underwear. It's a bedroom slip and slide.
Oh dear. And remembering why I went away. Oh my goodness.
Bedroom's not fun unless you hop into the bed and go flying across the room. Hup!
Ooh, baby, just you wait. Where you going?
I don't know!
Stop me! Grab my arm! Grab it!
It's not fun unless you're a 350-pound human railgun.
It'll send you to like a different dimension.
How'd you end up through the wall? Just call the fire department.
Again.
Call the fire department, but give me some different clothes first so I don't have to
Throw a towel over me.
show
Please
this.
throw some shorts on me. You just got your shoulders and head sticking out of the side of your house. Like, what happened? Like, well, the kids were out and me and the wife.
No.
I ran too fast on the bed and I slid right through and just...
My wife said I'm as big as a house, so I figured I'd try it on.
Wow. Okay then. Oh my goodness. How do we always end up going back to the silk sheets?
Because it's I've had some experiences, okay? And truthfully, listen, as an adult, I got to tell you, it's way more cost efficient to just buy a couple of silk sheets, throw them on the ground, and get like a silk bodysuit and just use that to like slip and slide. You're not wasting money on the dish liquid or the plastic or the water.
Why don't they do that? Why don't
What?
they just have slip insides? There are no water, just silk.
Right? It makes sense. Well, actually, I could give you a couple reasons why it probably wouldn't be a good idea.
I
I
got friction burn on my.
Cool. Think about it, Doodle. You were a teacher, right? You were teaching young kids, correct?
Yep.
Think about it as from the eyes of a teacher. Last night, my mommy and my daddy, we were in the backyard on the silk sheets, and we were just sliding all over the place. It was so much fun. Daddy slid down, mommy slid down on top of me. It was great. Tell me how quick it'd be before you were on the phone with CYS. Like, I don't know if they had a slip and slide or.
We had a wrestling match. It was so great.
But listen, if they were a well-known thing, right? There wouldn't be these questions.
Well, listen, I'm all for the advocacy of silk slip and slide, but
Slip and slide dry is what it would be called.
slip and silk. Wait a minute, no.
Actually, we probably wouldn't have done it. It'd be too dangerous. Like for the kids, it would be dangerous. We even do slip and slides, the normal ones.
Oh, I could tell you some great. Never mind.
Too late, you started.
Nah, gory graphic.
With slip and slide?
No, sleigh riding. Down
sleigh rides.
down where I live, that we got huge like hills in the countryside, and we take our old toboggans, and one of the kids didn't see the barbed wire fence at the
Oh
end of the road.
no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We when I was a kid, we went to, it was called the Nazareth Speedway. It was down in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. And they had like this really, really well constructed backstop for when the cars were going around the court turns and everything. And I remember my mom and I talking about it, and she's like, that didn't always used to be that way. And I said, oh, and she's like, yeah. She's like, listen, that used to be a chain link fence. Now, I'm an impressionable young youth, and I like to ask a lot of questions. So I was like, well, why isn't it chain link fence anymore? And she got real quiet. So I had to do some research on this. But do you know what happens to somebody in a race car that doesn't have a windshield? And this is we're talking like way back in the day before all the safety harnesses and restraints, right? This was like you got into the car and you drove, and if it crashed, good luck.
Cops didn't care if you wore a seatbelt.
Well, and we're talking
half the trucks didn't even have seatbelts.
Well, we're talking like on a racetrack, the Nazareth Speedway.
Oh,
right?
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Apparently, back in like the late 60s, early 70s, somebody was on the Nazareth Speedway and they were doing laps and they got in an accident. They got ejected from their race car and they went through the chain link fence. And when I say they went through, I mean the chain link fence was still standing.
Resident Evil.
They like kind of like Doodle said. They were like Play-Doh. But
that's crazy.
It's the stuff that makes you go bleh.
Yeah, that's.
Oh man.
So anything happening with these phoenixes, or?
Oh, we're making babies, but we still haven't gotten the one I needed. Yeah, no, I've been watching. We're breeding, but I mean, they're being kind of stingy. Like I need a 444. That's what I'm looking for. Go destroy those. And this is the worst part about this is that right now, the part of the breeding process that I'm at, I can't use the mutator rays. So all I can do is just let them breed and hope one of them eventually go, I'm going to do dumb stuff.
This will take a while.
I hope not, but probably. Oh, man.
Let's see. Back to shopping.
Yeah, do tell. What is... What? All right. Wicked. Do you go into craft stores?
Craft stores.
Yeah, I used to. Back when I was more artistic. I haven't really gotten into it in a while, but yeah, I used to. I used to like. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And Doodle, by your name, I already know that you do craft stores. Like, I don't need to guess.
Yeah.
All right.
I love my leather books. As a first, I don't know why I collect them, but just those leather drawing books.
Oh, right. Oh.
Yeah, I like them. Like those leather journals, and then they have like the blank ones, and then the ones you can write in.
Oh, I'm gonna have to send you a present. Off air later on. I'm gonna have to get your address. I'm gonna have to send you a gift.
I think I might know what this might be.
Yeah, these things I love them. But yeah.
I have a question though regarding arts and crafts stores, right? Because I used to. We're all the same age, so we had AC Moore, right?
Yeah.
What?
AC Moore.
AC Moore.
AC Moore, Michaels.
AC Moore, Michaels, Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby. Yeah.
We have 3. We have Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and Joann's.
We have Joann's Fabrics.
Yeah, we got the.
Now AC Moore, maybe that was just out this way.
Maybe,
yeah,
'cause I've never heard of it.
I preferred
that's like the biggest.
Yeah, I preferred AC Moore over the other ones. They always had more of what I was looking for. But I want to know this question: have you guys been into like a Michaels or a Joann's or an AC or any of those recently? When did they stop carrying like art supplies and just start carrying kits? Like I went in and found a kit to make a ballista.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
They have both, don't they?
Well, our Michaels had like, they had, okay, so I went to school for graphic design. I went to school to be an artist. I have a very specific taste in my supplies. Like when I'm looking at markers, I'm looking at Coptic markers. I'm looking for Prismacolor. That's my brand. When I'm looking at colored pencils, there's one brand I'm looking for, and we can agree that not all brands are the same. Like you can get colored pencils from one company. You could get regular pencils from 2 different companies, and one's going to write great and the other one's going to suck, you know?
No.
When did these art stores stop carrying quality? We'll use that word. When did they stop carrying like the quality stuff, like Prismacolors or, you know, that kind of stuff? And when did they start just going, oh, we're going to carry ballistas and a trebuchet?
I don't know, but I have noticed that like the art supplies, the actual, you know, paints and canvases and pencils and stuff, they've decreased a lot. Like they don't carry as many. You can usually find Prismacolors or maybe like the Faber-Castell. I don't know how to say that.
Faber-Pastel, yeah.
The only thing I noticed is that like when it comes with all the fine markers and like pens and artistic, you know, all that calligraphy and all that, and the Sharpies and like, you know, drawing material, they don't have. I think it's because they would have them like a whole section of like all the colors and just pick the markers you like, and I think people were just stealing them all.
Yeah, I think people were too.
And I think that's why they cut down on the like markers and more having them like in like boxes and stuff. instead of singles, but
Can we talk about the singles though? Those are like $3 per pencil for like Prismacolors. It's
Yeah.
yeah,
ridiculous.
you
And
wonder
also,
why.
if you're looking for a certain color, you might have to go to 3 different stores.
Right?
Like I was looking for this particular cream color Prismacolor that I need to do a lot of my art, and they didn't have it in 2 out of the 3 that we went to. Poor Ender had to go on this massive hunt for it. And then he ended up buying me like a different brand, thinking that that would work. And I was like, no.
Do you know how long it took me to find those gel pens that we had back in like 7th, 8th grade?
Those are fun.
Ow, 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 uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, wait, leave me alone.
Come in. Come in, friends.
Mantis.
Hey. Wait, can I grab the body?
Die, vulture, die!
Trying to steal your loot. Gonna kill your kill. Gonna take your kill.
Oh, oh, that sucked. That's supposed to happen.
Whee!
Oh, man. All I wanted to do was get rid of the... I just wanted to get rid of the stupid mantis. Stupid mantis.
Huh. Seems like we have someone new in charge.
Huh?
We have someone new sitting on the throne.
Hold on.
Also, a feisty pooped on the table.
Who's on the throne? Oh,
that looks
kind of gross. Definitely looks like somebody did their business. Oh man. All right, so we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break just to hydrate, get something to drink, that kind of stuff. When we come back, we switch the topics up a little bit here on everybody, because we've been talking about we don't have to be done with shopping if you don't want to be done with shopping.
I don't care.
We can always circle back to it. But we are going to take a quick couple-minute break, and we'll bring y'all back in shortly.
Seeing it for you.
All right, and we are back. Oh man. So let's see here. I think Doodle is got her microphone muted at the moment. She's still maybe running to get something to drink. Wicked, are you there? I don't know where Wicked is. Oh, it's just us. It's just us. Well, that's quite okay. So, chat, come on, give me stuff. What's the craziest things you guys have seen while shopping? Come on. You know you got a story. I want to hear your story. Make it the babies. So we have, to catch everybody up right now where we're at with the Phoenix, we can't use a mutate array. So we have just been breeding them right like normal. Unfortunately, that means that there's a much lower chance of getting any mutations, which is what's taking so long right now. We could start working on another stat, which I've considered. I think the next stat that I want to work on with these guys is going to be stamina. I think stamina is the next one I want to work on with them. Also, I have been trying to get the HLNA to work, but for some reason, there's just one section over here that doesn't work. I'm going to fly over and try to get it again. Hello, Griffin. I don't know if Wyvern, what are you? Just a regular Wyvern. All right, you can live. It's
I'm
like,
back.
yeah, hello, welcome back. I'm still not sure where Wicked is. He's not muted, but he hasn't talked.
He went to the bathroom / snack, and I gave him, because he messaged me. He's like, "Be right back, bathroom / snack," and I was like, "Ew, what kind of snack?"
Well, he did say he didn't chew his food, so I mean.
Ew. Yuck.
We'll have to ask him if he needed the poop brush. Did you need your poop knife?
I just grabbed a quick tortilla because I was a little hungry.
A tortilla.
Yeah.
Pulmonus Scorpius saddle. Let's see, blue, that's Apprentice. I think we have that one already.
You off getting drops?
Yeah, I figured let the... Oh,
Do we have to be
okay,
here?
I got it.
Because I too am flying around.
I mean, I don't know.
Sometimes it's nice to just take a little fly around.
I'm still trying to get the last of the HLNA Genesis Chronicle things, but they are so bugged out. I really want to get a Shadow Mane Chibi, but I don't think I'm going to be able to.
I really want one too, but I can't get one because I don't have all the expansions.
Not yet.
Apparently people have gotten them. You know, so it must work sometimes.
Well, so I need on Scorched Earth. There's only one that I need, and it's number 8, which is at like 50 by 16. It's just on a bridge over the Wyvern, the World Scar. And like I just did it. I mean, he yacked with me and talked with me, but it's, yeah, I didn't get the Federation skin, so it didn't take again. I think we should get the. I think we should talk to like Emerald Lotus, or one of the admins, and say, hey, is there any way to get this like as something that we can purchase with points?
Yeah.
Since it's bugged.
Although I wouldn't be able to use it properly.
No, you have to have Genesis.
What? Genesis?
Yeah, so you'd be fine. You'd be able to use it.
Titanosaur dropping from the sky.
Titanosaur flying. Titanosaur.
See where he is right now? You could easily cannon him.
Yeah, but see, he'll move.
He's really mad.
Do I even want to know what you did?
I bit him. But he's pretty mad. I'm on a cliff and he can't get to me. Although I am a little scared because he put one leg up on the cliff.
Where are you at?
65, 55. But he's decided I'm not a threat anymore.
Yeah, see, I would love to catch one just to say we did it, but for a temporary tame, I don't think, to me, it's not worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it if it's temporary. That stinks. Oh, he's real bad.
Did you bite him again?
Oh, yeah. Why not? Oh! He stomped me from up here. Yeah, my little griffin does not do much damage. See how stuck he is, though? He's like, I don't know what to do.
What do we get for killing a Titanosaur? Anything special?
Lots of experience, but I'm not sure what else. Let me switch to my living.
Whoa, a titan.
Welcome back, Wicked.
Glad to be back.
Glad to be had.
Sorry,
I heard you had a poop snack.
I had to use the knife to butter my bread.
Jeez, gross.
He's not putting up much of a fight.
Not yet. I gotta get my stamina back.
I'm too fast. I'm not used to being fast. I could just sit up here and get him.
Doodle, you don't stream?
I haven't set up my stream since the last time because my computer has been very full. And memory is full. Storage is not great. I need to try doing it again, but I wouldn't stream at the same time as Doozer.
Yeah.
But I could stream.
I don't know the first thing about the whole Twitch and
It wasn't
thing.
too hard to do. The hardest part is just, setting it up. He did. Did you get that kill, Doozer?
I think you did, but I'm gonna eat them. Oh, yum, 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 yum.
Did you get anything exciting?
Prime meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just raw meat. But that's okay, because raw meat's good. We need prime meat.
Always fun to play and try to kill one of those things.
I thought it was going to be way harder, but the breath weapon, the lightning weapon, really does
Wrong.
just does a number.
Has the chat shared any stories?
No, they're being quiet about their stories. Apparently, they have really good stories that they don't want to share.
Well, that's no fun.
That's the way I look at it. They probably have the best stories.
I don't have many stories, but I have some stories. As you may know, Doozer and Wicked, I have really curly hair. Or at least I had really curly hair. So one of the things that I always seemed to experience as I was shopping was little old ladies coming up and asking if they could touch my hair. And it's so weird. Why?
That is kind of, and you know what? It's kind of, this is that parent thing too. Like when my youngest was born, he has my hair, so really curly hair, right? And people used to come up, like old ladies, and be like, "Can I touch his hair? Why? Why? Why you want to touch my kid's hair? Like, gross. Go home."
Yeah.
Well, I was always like, I guess, and gave him like a weird look, and then they'd touch my hair and they'd be like, "Oh, it's so soft." I'm like, "It's hair." I don't know if they thought that I used like lots of stuff in my hair or something, but I never did. It's like, it's weird. They ask people to touch their hair. That's weird.
That's right up there with like the random strangers when they see a pregnant woman. They're like, "Can I feel the baby?"
No.
Like, I'm just fat.
I'm just fat. I'm also a guy.
Oh, my eyes aren't what they used to be.
Oh my gosh. So weird. Let's see. Stories about shopping.
I'm a guy. Yeah, but you lactate. It's sweat. It's hot out here.
I like when people try to argue with you about things that are like blatantly obvious / you can't change. You know, it's like but but you have such nice hair, and it's like, yeah, well,
It's mine. It came with the body.
like trying to think of any examples of that. I know I have some. Like, I know my little brother and I were 5 years apart. We looked like twins for the longest time. He finally caught up to my height, and when we were the same height, everyone thought we were twins. And you'd be like, "No, we're not twins," and they're like, "Are you sure?" It's like, pretty sure.
Pretty sure I know my family.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty
5
sure
year-
I'd know first.
There's 5 years where he didn't exist.
Well,
Oh my lord.
But we didn't do things like you did with your sister, where it's like you were tricking your parents with who's who.
You should have. You should have.
I never thought of it.
It's never too
Also-
late.
you know what always freaked me out? If like, all right, you have twins, right? And when they're babies, what if you mix them up and like,
I
And,
wondered
like,
this too.
and then like she like, all right, you got like Clara and Clarice or whatever, I don't know, and then Clara spends her entire life
Thinking she's
as-
Clarice.
because she was originally Clarice, but then the parents accidentally, like, oh, she's the one with the bow. Oh no, she's not the one with the bow. Ah, screw it, whatever. She's Clarice now, or what. And then she spends her whole life with another, like the social security card and all the information, but she really wasn't born as that person. But I don't know how
oh.
often. I don't know how often that really happens, or if that does happen,
I'd
or
like to say it doesn't, but I bet it does. And the
yeah, I
parents are
bet it
just like,
does. And the
it's
parents are
fine.
just like, yeah, it's whatever. I mean, still got both of you. It's just we don't know who you are.
We had some twins in our class
uh,
that would dress the same on purpose so that they could. One of them was good at math, and one of them was good at history. So they would just one of them would take the same class twice, and they thought they were smart by splitting them up. They should have kept them in the same class because it was like the one was constantly in math class,
yeah, and be like, all
and
right, what do you got right now? All right, I got history. All right, just switch clothes with me, and then I'll go take your test. You go take my test.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
It's like you never knew which one was which. There was
Oh
never a good
man.
tell or anything.
Like if you had a twin and like you guys really like worked things out, like had like body doubles to switch in and out with each other.
Yeah, but see now
Probably.
fast forward that though, like you're a guy and you're getting married to a one of a set of twins, right?
Oh,
Your
no.
wife is an identical twin sister.
Okay.
All right. Now think about it this way. I know I'm not getting into any gross stuff here, right?
How do you know?
But
Yeah.
like you get married to this woman and you love her to death. She's got a twin sister. Like how many times can they pull off the joke of like, you slept with my sister? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be too paranoid. Like, I'd be married. My wife would be like, well, let's talk about children. And I'm like, no, I married you, but we're going to be in a completely platonic relationship.
I heard you talking the other day. You've never said those words before. I'm a little iffy.
They ever
you
act a
know.
little off. You're like,
Yeah.
"Hmm,
You've
which
never
one
met
are you?
You've never said that saying before. What's that?
How can I tell the difference between you?
This one's prone
I-
to violence. Just never.
I
go
have never
away.
I have never heard you once say it's raining cats and dogs. That is just
Now, see, when my wife and I got married, now a lot of people in chat might not know, but I am on my second marriage, my last marriage, but my second marriage. I was married once before. When I got married to my wife, she and I we opted, since we'd both been married previously, we opted not to have like the bachelorette party or any of that crazy stuff. We're like, we're just gonna get married. We're going to make it official. We're going to call it a day. We'll have a party the night before because we were already living together. We're like, we'll have a party the night before and invite all of our family and friends over who want to come. And this actually goes into another slightly different story about why you should never consume alcohol and have a friend over with a tattoo gun.
What?
I've been there.
So
Wait, you've been there?
we were
I'll send you pictures of my arm.
we were sitting there. We were having a good time. We, kicking back a few beers, drinking a little bit. My buddy breaks out a tattoo gun. He's like, I got my gun, and if anybody wants a tattoo, I'll do it for you for free. And that ended up on my ring finger because my wife said, I'm making sure you don't ever get away from me. She took the gun, she tattooed 2 lines on my ring finger and put a C in the middle of it. Now, C is the first initial of her name. And she's like, now you are mine forever. And she's not wrong, man. Like, I got a tattooed, it looks like a 5-year-old drew a C and a ring on my hand. It's pretty bad, but I got to tell you, if I married a twin, right? An identical twin, I'd have to do that. Like, I'd have to get it. Like, you want to get tattooed wedding bands, dear? It's not because I'm trying to be cute. I just don't want to get accused of doing your sister.
I seem to have misplaced feisty.
Who's feisty?
My Ferox.
Check your inventory. Because I put a whole bunch of animals back in inventories.
I know, but I had it on me, like it was on my shoulder.
Was it when you were... You haven't had it on your shoulder today.
Wait, do I have it on? Weird. It's on my shoulder. But earlier when I was looking, it wasn't on my shoulder, so I got a little afraid.
Oh, my lord. So, I'm being asked, why don't I play Roblox? It's a good game and fun. I don't play Roblox mostly because the one time I installed it to my computer, I ended up with a boatload of viruses, and I didn't want to deal with it, so I haven't downloaded it since then. It's the best answer I can give you. I had too many viruses.
Best answer I have was when I played, there was tons of children on there, and there's only so much of that you can handle.
Yeah, that too.
Where's my Roblox?
I want
Oh, my
Robux.
Robux. Yeah, that's what it is.
Give me give me your whatever that you have. Or, it's just like, nah, I'm good. Although there is a game on Roblox that I really did enjoy. It was called, what was it called? Dinosaur Simulator? It's a lot of fun.
I feel like I'm
Hey,
seeing a
dudes,
trend. Yes?
I've had to walk around with this on my arm for the past 8 or 9 years.
Oh, am I gonna have to go into Discord? I'm gonna have to go into Discord. Alright, let's see.
Don't read it out.
Wait, can I see too? Or is it...
Don't read. Yeah, I'll send it. Don't read out the bottom part.
Does that say what I think it says?
Yep.
I haven't seen it, but I imagine it's something.
Oh my lord!
The top part was the name of the tattoo parlor, and then the bottom part was something they decided to add while I was blacked out. Yeah.
Oh
Because
no.
I wanted to become a tattoo artist, so I was apprenticing under this guy that turned out to be a complete piece of trash.
So to put this in the context without reading anything, if you've ever been to a party with alcohol and somebody got a Sharpie out and decided that you got passed out drunk and they were going to write on you with a Sharpie, it's exactly that. But it's in tattoo ink.
But it's a tattoo.
But also, like, what's with the...
I can't say it on stream.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
it's the way they wrote it, right? That's weird.
Because
oh no, it's what they wrote too. It's 100% what you would do with a Sharpie at a blacked out person.
Yep. And
so, how much would it cost
well,
to get you
yeah, that's I've
removal,
talked.
tattoo removal? Because
Well, I
we
was
do a
thinking of just
fundraiser.
I was thinking of just tattooing my whole arm black. I was really thinking that.
Nah, you know, you don't have to do it. You know, the lines are squiggly enough and kind of everywhere that you could actually get it covered up pretty easily with something that looks decent.
Well, that's what I was thinking, because I do have the rabbit on the side of my arm. So I was thinking, like, giving him a body that covers up that
that part.
That part.
Man, you know,
Yeah.
if how long ago was this? 5 years?
Going on 10.
Too late, man. If you would have done it within a certain
Yeah.
time, you would have a pretty good case for suing.
We tried after the night that this happened. The guy packed up and we can't find him. He
Oh,
took off. And it wasn't the owner that did this. It was just some random kid at the party. That's why it looks like that.
oh man.
But yeah.
Yeah, send that if you feel comfortable doing it. Send that to Doodles. She'll get a kick out of that.
Oh, I
Oh
saw
no,
it.
yeah.
Oh, did
yeah,
you?
I sent it to her,
Okay.
That's why I was like, some of the letters, like, why did they do it that way?
Yeah. No, because it wasn't a tattoo art. It was just some random person with a gun.
Wow, that's not okay.
Well, it was actual equipment, but we were partying in the back room after hours.
We need to do a
And,
fundraiser to get
Yep.
him something better.
We're gonna do a fundraiser to replace that tattoo for you, bud. What's
I've
going
even
on,
tried
Ducko
to-
dude?
Like, I would be afraid you might get beat up.
Oh my lord.
There has been 5 instances where I almost did. Went to a bar and they're like, "What does that say?" And I was like, "Oh god." And the bartender was just like, "Let's just go smoke a cigarette. Let's go outside. Come on, let's go."
So
I was like, "All right, I'm out of here."
you had 5 instances of that. How many times were you propositioned?
I didn't think of that. That
Inc-
someone might actually
inc-
believe it.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Wicked. That sucks.
Mr. Wicked sitting at a bar and some guy comes up and goes, "Yo, what's up, shorty? You want to come home with me tonight?"
Well, there was this one time at the ice cream parlor. Nah, it was the same thing. I was getting an ice cream cone. They're like, "What the hell does that say?" I was like, nothing. Get in the car.
I bet you wear a lot of long sleeves.
Yep. And I can't stand it.
It's
I
like,
hate him.
it goes all the way past his wrist, guys.
Yeah. You know what? I have a buddy out here. I'll have to get in contact with him. His name is Raymond Morgan. He absolutely phenomenal tattoo artist. He bounces around all over the country, doing like the event type stuff.
That's cool.
He does phenomenal work, and he owes me a favor. So, maybe we'll meet up, and I'll call in that favor for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so upset too because one night on the ride to work, I was listening to the radio and they're like, "Last chance to sign in for worst tattoo of the whatever and we'll pay for a cover up." And I was like, "Oh my god." And
This is my chance.
yeah, and I emailed them right away and I sent them pictures of it and everything, and I was like, please, it's been a constant burden on my life and everything. And like, "Ooh, sorry, it is bad, but you just missed the deadline," and blah blah blah. I was like, you're kidding me, right? And it turns out the worst tattoo that they did on the radio station was like a Frankenstein picture or something like that. I'm like, really?
That one.
I'm like, that's yeah. I'm like, you picked. I'm like, but then again, I don't even know if they wanted that on there.
Yeah, because they probably want to take a before and after photo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't have that.
They would have had the before with just a black censored bar. Like, we can't show this.
Yeah.
Yep. You know what our next fundraiser is going to be.
Mm-hmm. What are you
That's
getting
what I'm
money
saying,
for?
if I-
Upgraded server RAM? No, we're getting a cover up for Wicked.
Let's fix Wicked's arm.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And the other arm is freaking hanging. Well, almost got cut off. I can show you that scar too.
Mm.
And the other arm, I got cut all the way down to the bone. It was hanging.
I want to ask what happened, but I'm not sure that it's.
I'd show
pretty
I'd show you the
thing.
hospital pictures, but they're really really bad.
See, my brother-in-law, so my brother-in-law has a thing called familial spastic paraparesis, which basically is shorthand or longhand for my legs grew in dumb. Okay. And before anybody gives me grief, you guys gotta understand that my brother-in-law is a perfectly capable human being. He doesn't look at it as a handicap. He makes fun of. He's got a tattoo on his arm right now that says "I am the crippled Christ," because he looks like the stereotypical European version of Jesus Christ, like long hair, long beard, really gaunt. Yeah. And if you get him to put his arms out the way his legs grew in, he kind of looks like he's on a crucifix. So, but he, we were here at my place, and he lives with us. This was about 3 years ago. He's walking through my basement, and we've always kind of joked that my house is trying to kill somebody, so we have to make yearly blood sacrifices to it. And when I say that, I mean, like, for absolutely no reason, I'll be walking through the house, and all of a sudden, like, I'll fall on my face, get a bloody nose, and then nobody will get hurt for the rest of the year. Like, it's like the house requires blood sacrifices to continue. And the 1 year, I guess it wanted a particularly big one because he was walking through the basement, and he had a glass pitcher in his hand, like an iced tea pitcher. Yeah. And he lost his balance and dropped it on the floor, and it hit the floor, shattered so that it was like the base. It was like an upside down icicle, right? It was like the base of the pitcher was intact, some of the handle was intact, and you could make out some of the shape of the pitcher, but it was all kinds of jagged edges. And he landed on it with his forearm.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
Now, there are pictures of this atrocity on Facebook, because he put these pictures up. He's like, well, guess what I did today?
That's what I originally did.
After we were done at the hospital, because like it was 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. My buddy who was over at the house hanging out comes up. He wakes me up. He's like, dude, your brother's dying. I was like, what? Thankfully, he had been in the military, so he had already done a tourniquet and had him all set up. Like, it was legit. Like,
yeah,
it was bad. It was bad.
Jeez.
But I don't know. Like, see, I got lucky. I really haven't ever I haven't had scars. I've got like the little scars, but I've never broken anything. I've never needed to go to the hospital for anything major. You know what I mean? But then you're like, my arm is like barely hanging on. It's got 2 pieces of flesh that attach it. I'm like, what?
I don't know if you want to see those pictures.
See if I can get my brother on Stumpy. Oh, man. Dude, I still have yet to get this damage mutation. It just needs 1 damage mutation. It doesn't want to do it.
See, I've broken, like, pretty much every limb. Not at the same time.
Oh, come on. Let's go for the guests, though. Do it right. Get them all done in one shot.
I'm glad it wasn't all at the same time.
Ouch.
So when we were on break, right? Ooh, fabricator. All right, yeah. I don't have that. I'll get this blueprint. When we took that 5-minute break, Doodle, you said you had more shopping stories.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. Let's get on a gooder note.
It's like my mom and I used to have a lot of fun going shopping. And I can remember this one time we went to I think it was Salvation Army, and my mom didn't want to go in this time. Which, by the way, thrift stores are fun. So we went in. I went in, and I sent her a picture. There was a humongous, like, it had to have been like 5 foot tall sock monkey. It was huge.
Whoa, giant sock monkey.
It's not where I thought she was going, but I'm glad that's where she went. So,
And so I took this sock monkey and I started sending pictures of it to her, and I was like posing it in the store at different places.
oh no.
So like I don't know exactly what I found, but I just went on, and I was just cracking up to myself. I just know that people were like, "What a weirdo."
What is she doing?
I-
She's setting up the sock monkey in positions around the store.
Yep. I think I even took a picture because it had one of those anti-theft mirror things that are supposed to discourage you from stealing things. You know, like the circle that is kind of a dome.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I took a picture where you could see the monkey and it like hiding in some of the clothes. Like you had to look in the mirror to see it. And I, of course, was very, very tickled by this whole thing. It was just hilarious to me. But I even took it into the dressing room / bathroom and took a picture in there.
Oh no.
So I did stuff like that with my mom, where I was constantly just, being silly. Now, I did buy the giant sock monkey. We still have it.
I
It's in my mom's
hoped.
room.
I was hoping like that's where the story was going.
It's in my mom's room, and occasionally when I'm over, I put it in her bed and tuck it in.
Oh
So
no.
that when she goes in, she's just like, "What is a sock monkey in my bed?" Because it looks like someone's laying in your bed because it's that big. And sometimes I hide it like behind the doors so that if you open it, it's there. Just do stuff like that. It's fun.
Now see, when you said, when you first started out off with about thrift shops being fun, and I found this 5 foot tall, I'll tell you where my head went, and it wasn't a good spot. And this is why I don't go to thrift stores anymore. What's going up, boy gameplay? When I lived in Allentown, we went to like the thrift shop once in a while. It was right down by my parents' house. It was, a block away, and you could get some really cool stuff cheap. That's where I got my first guitar from. But they did not discriminate about what products they put on their shelves. I distinctly remember walking up, and there was a thing. It was like a 3 foot long purple rod, and at 7, 8 years old, to me, it just looked like that, like a really big rod, and it was labeled back massager. And I thought that I was going to be a really swell kid, and I used $4 of my allowance money to buy this thing to give to my mom. And I took it in and I said, "Mom, I got you something that'll make you feel better." And I gave it to her. And she grounded me for a week. Now that I'm a little bit older and I can look back on it, I can understand why I was grounded for a week. Because that was like half of the American challenge right there.
I don't know what this American challenge is, but I'm not looking it up.
It is a 6 foot long.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I found one of those in a hotel room once.
No.
I walked into my hotel room and I went to the bathroom and I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah, to make it, to give you the least amount of mental images without saying what it actually is,
Dude, I don't
it
need
would
more
be,
info.
it'd be like
I don't
trying
need
to sit
more.
on a traffic cone.
Stop it.
Yeah, pretty much. This one, since it was in the bathtub, I covered it in hand sanitizer and put steaming hot water. I soaked it in hot water, and then I
Why, are you
picked it up.
trying to save it?
No, well, since it had
since it had a suction on the bottom of it, I picked it. I picked it up with. I picked it up with a towel. I wrapped a towel around it. A towel. And I went outside and I stuck it to someone's windshield.
Did you know this someone?
No.
That's what I thought.
And I made sure it was away from my hotel room.
Boy,
I walked down the block.
boy, gameplay. We are combination. I am trying to get a final breed on my phoenixes. I need one more mutation on it. And we have just been talking about like weird things we saw when we were shopping, that kind of stuff. What's going on, Not a Pug? The conversation has definitely gone to places. we don't have
Places
any
it never should have gone.
in the deep dark recesses. It's
not my fault I find these things.
Oh my goodness.
I don't. It may be not your fault for finding them, but sitting there and caring for it before you stuck it to the windshield.
Well, I wasn't gonna just grab it.
Well, at least you didn't like complain.
I tried to clean it a little.
You didn't work at the hotel, did you?
Oh no.
Okay,
no.
so yeah, if you would have been like, listen,
No, I was in and out.
I expect
So was it.
room to be.
Oh
Wow.
God.
But if you wouldn't complain about that, they wouldn't believe that you didn't do it.
I was just,
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. Like, there's a part of me that'd go to like call room service and be like, could somebody clean this room?
What is this?
Is this part of the continental breakfast?
Oh dear.
Like, oh no, sir, no, that was not there before you. Like, yeah, I went out and bought a $300 thing just to get a $40 room. Okay.
And
Okay,
then
lady.
you gotta think about the people that left it, right? Did they do that on purpose?
I don't even.
I don't want to
could
know.
I could tell you my theory, but I'll keep it to myself.
Tell me later.
Dun dun dun. JT Minko is
We're
like,
live.
uh-oh. Mineco. Mineco. I got used to saying Mineco. Now, see, like, I've stayed, with my line of work, I've been to a lot of hotels, you know? I mean, when I was driving truck, I used to stop at hotels rather than sleep in my truck sometimes. Like, just occasionally you wanted a real bed.
Yeah.
And even for about a year after I stopped driving truck, I would still get hotel rooms occasionally just so I could get a good night's sleep. Because hey Makomi, because when I was driving 48 state, like, have either of you ever slept in a sleeper berth of an 18-wheeler? And I'm not talking now where they have like all the goofy rules with not idling your engine. I'm talking about back in the day, sleeping in the sleeper berth of an old Mack truck.
Yeah.
You know?
Up top on the cot. Up top on the cot.
Mm-hmm.
Bunk bed part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because when you, first of all, it was this tiny little bed. It didn't give you a lot of room to move. But more importantly was that
It
you
got cold.
you were running that engine to keep the air conditioner or the heat on. Because if you didn't run the engine and you didn't have the air conditioner on, that thing had turned into a hot box real quick. Like, you could kill yourself in it. And something about that low hum of the engine, the slight vibration of the truck because of the idle, and the temperature and everything, man, it used to put me right to sleep. Right to sleep. And the only thing I could ever get close to was to go to like a motel, and I'm not talking good ones, because good ones don't have the necessary equipment. I'm talking like those seedy motels that have the pay by the hour option, because the beds have the vibration function built into it. because I could
Yep.
fall asleep on those, right? You put a couple quarters in, that mattress would start shaking a little bit. I'm out like a light, you know? And it didn't have anything to do with any kinky nonsense. It was how I had been used to sleeping for
Used to
5 years.
The vibrations of the truck, yeah.
The vibration of the truck, that low hum, you know, it was all
Yeah.
things I had gotten used to and no longer had access to, except by sleeping in this bed at a motel, which, don't get me wrong, there was nothing about sleeping in the bed at a motel that I enjoyed doing other than that part, because
Yeah.
those types of motels, don't look at the beds, don't look at the mattresses, don't even lift the
yeah.
sheets up. They're gross.
Yeah.
Don't take a black light.
No, don't turn on a light. Period. It's just pretend it doesn't exist. It's
Yep.
but yeah, man, those types of places, you would find all kinds of stuff. Like, it was just not good. It was not good. Like, you'd find a Bible in one drawer, and then in the next drawer, you know, Mr. Wicked would find stuff too, you know?
Yep. Or that
Wow.
Bible's sitting there with a whole bunch of drawings in it.
Yeah, or the Bible there with the missing pages. That was always fun.
Yep. Yeah.
I remember asking one of my friends, because I was a little bit naive when I was younger,
Yeah.
and I asked my one buddy, and I was like, dude, why is every Bible missing pages at hotel rooms? He's like, if you need rolling paper, it's the best place to get it. And I was like, I guess that's one way to get your burning bush in. But it was, you know, it was an experience, and you know, things haven't really changed. Things haven't changed. I'd like to believe they have, but they haven't.
No.
I still can't. I just don't have it.
Are you saying you got hot in those? Well, I guess because I was only in the trucks in the winter, but
Well, so
it got cold for us. It got cold for us. We'd have to turn the heat on, keep the heat on.
I
when
slept one, but I'd sit in it.
when I first started driving truck, I was 48 state, and it was with Werner Enterprises. And when I was with Werner Enterprises, they make you do your first 2 months with a trainer. And so the first 2 months that I was with a trainer, my first trainer lived in Kentucky, and I was with him for 1 month, and then he was taking a week vacation. So they stuck me with another trainer. So I was like southern US. And then they put me with another trainer, and he was going to drive for the rest of that month, and then he was taking a week off, and he lived down in New Orleans. So like my entire time that I was training to drive, I was strictly south. And then when I got my own truck, we were talking about different runs and everything. I talked to my dispatch, and I was like, yeah, listen, winter's coming, and I would rather stay south of the Mason-Dixon line. You know, I'd rather stay, for my first year, stay where it's warm. And they're like, yeah, no problem. We would rather that too, because it's safer. So the first year I was driving truck, I never came up past Virginia other than to go home, you know?
Yeah.
And then after that, I was a day cab driver, so I was home every night anyway, you know?
Yeah,
But
because we went up to Maine a few times, but that was about it during the winter.
Maine,
So you have your CDL.
had.
Or had.
Yeah, I let that lapse, man. $160 a year? Nah,
Yeah,
I'm good. I got out of the game. Did I ever tell you about I guess I didn't. I never told you why I don't have my CDL anymore. I was driving for this company called Fox Transportation, right? And it's this little mom and pop spot out here where I live. And I was a day cab driver. I was supposed to be, you know, in and out every day, home, you know, like a 9 to 5 type of gig.
yeah.
And when one of the things about day cab drivers is that we didn't have to keep a logbook because we were technically hourly employees. We didn't have to keep the logbook. We were kept within 150 air miles.
That must be nice. That must be nice.
I mean, it had its bonuses, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're in a day cab, so they already know you're not sleeping in the truck. I mean, I did. I had figured out how to do it. But as long as you stay within 150 miles of your terminal, you don't technically have to keep a logbook. At least you didn't.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, do they check your miles? Yeah.
Now, the problem with that is that this company would take advantage of that. Like, they would say, oh, okay, you're a day cab driver, you don't have to keep a logbook, and because you don't have to keep a logbook, I could start you at 8 o'clock in the morning and run you until 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. So,
yeah.
what happened was, I had been with this company for a few years, and don't get me wrong, it was a good company. They didn't treat me bad.
Yeah.
Until.
Yeah.
So I had been driving for 16 hours and I was sick. Like, I was physically sick. I was sick coming into work, but I'm not one to call off of work because I'm sick. It's not in me to do that. So
especially when you're just driving.
Yeah. So I was sick. I was at work, and over the course of the day, it was getting progressively worse. And I knew that I was going to have to get home soon because it was getting to that point of sick where I would have called off work, and that it takes a lot for me to get there.
Yeah.
And so it's late at night now. It's pushing 8 o'clock. I've been driving for way longer than I legally should have been if I was a normal driver.
Yeah, I think after like 18 hours of no sleep, you're like legally drunk.
I don't know.
Like
I can tell you after 10 hours, you're not supposed to be behind the wheel of a truck.
Yeah.
So now, Doodle, I know you're not familiar with this area. Wicked, you might be. I don't know if you've ever gotten into the Philadelphia area, but
Yeah.
down in Philadelphia, we have a section of road called the Phoenixville Pike. And Phoenixville is like...
Is it where all the cemetery, that big military cemetery is? Close
to that area. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've been there, yeah.
So, the Phoenixville Pike goes past the Phoenixville High School, and then there's like a 2-mile stretch of road, and then it goes into this industrial district, which is where I had to take pick this trailer up. It was an Atlas cold storage. And if anybody wants to know what happens in an Atlas cold storage, that is where they make package and ship Celeste frozen pizzas and Hot Pockets. Right? Hot Pockets.
You don't want to work in cold storage, though.
No. Thankfully, I was a driver, so all I had to do was stop, they pick up a trailer and leave, right? Well, yeah. I'm waiting there, and the trailer is supposed to be a drop and hook. So drop it empty, hook up to a full one, and leave.
Yep.
And, that I could do. And originally it was supposed to be drop hook, bring up to the yard, and then from the yard, we were going to take it out the next day. They had another driver who was going to take it to its final destination. Well, we get there, and they hadn't even loaded my trailer yet.
Wow.
So I called dispatch. Dispatch is like, just hang tight there. Grab the trailer when it's done. Around. So I was like, all right, but listen, I said, I'm not feeling well. I'm starting to get really, foggy. I need to stop driving very shortly here. And he's like, well, just wait for that trailer. You'll be fine. So I waited. 4 more hours.
Yeah, that's all they care about is their money.
They finally get the trailer loaded, and I was trying to catch a couple of cat naps in my cab. And I call it's now 2 o'clock in the morning.
Jeez.
I called dispatch, and I was like, all right, trailer's done. I'm heading up to the yard. He's like, no time. You got to take it to Montoursville. Brother, that's another 2 hours. I said, there's no way I can do this. I'm exhausted. I'm sick. And I got to get home. And on top of that, I'm running at 18 hours on the road now. He's like, just get that to Montoursville. I said, I can't, and I'm not going to. And I will bring it back to the yard, and somebody else or I can meet somebody on the way, but I'm coming home. He's like, if you want a job, you're going to do this. I said, it's not worth it. I'm coming to the yard with this trailer. I said, I don't feel well. I'm tired. I'm afraid of what could happen. It's not safe for me to be driving.
Yeah, that's
so
risky. That's
after about 15 minutes of this back and forth, he finally agrees, bring it back to the yard. Cool. Now, the Phoenixville Pike at that moment in time was under construction. So they had the road in, but they didn't have the berm in yet. So if you've ever been one of those roads where like the highway is there, but the side isn't, so there's like a 2-inch dip.
yeah.
So it was that. It was 2:30 in the morning, and it was rainy and foggy out. I'm going up the Phoenixville Pike. It's quiet. I'm going under speed limit because the road conditions are crappy. And as I'm driving, I feel this little bump, and I look in my back mirror, and I see that my rear tandem tires on my trailer have gone over the road, and they're in the berm. I'm like, okay, this happens. It's no big deal. I try to do a couple of the common maneuvers that truck drivers do, like kick it out a little bit and try to get it up over the lip.
Little bump. Yep.
And it's just not coming. It's in there pretty good. I'm like, okay. So I'm going down the road. I look down and I see the Phoenixville High School. Now the Phoenixville High School, right across the street from the high school, there's a high power or high tension power line, like one of them big boys, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, all right, well, I got to get these rear tires out of there before I get up to that, or I'm going to hit it.
Yep.
So I look down the road. There's no traffic. I'm like, all right, there's no traffic coming. We should be okay. I whip into the opposite lane of travel to pull my tires out. Just as my rear tandems pop out of that road, another truck driver comes barreling up the road doing like 20 over speed limit. I had two options: crack that telephone pole or crack that driver. So I opted for the telephone pole. Now, I don't know who I made more upset in that particular moment in time, because I did not hit the other driver. Okay, I'm going to say that right now. The other driver drove away fine, no damage, nothing. That telephone pole, however, was in 3 pieces, meaning that I had effectively killed power to the Phoenixville area.
Oh my god.
And that power was out for 3 days while they got the new pole in. So we had all the people that got power from that line that had no power for 3 days. There was the 20.
And now the truck's stuck there too, right?
There was a $25,000 electric bill from that one.
Oh god.
The pole, like I said, went into 3 pieces. One was on the hood of my truck. One was stuck in the ground still. The middle section was in my trailer. Wow. I destroyed 40,000 pounds of Hot Pockets. Like, straight up 40,000 pounds of Hot Pockets with a telephone pole sitting inside of them.
You need to work on your karma points.
And this was the same day that you were
Hey.
like, I shouldn't be driving.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. At least you called him and said, "Hey, I can't drive. Why are you making me drive?
Well, so the insurance lady came out and she looked at the accident with the police and everything, and they did determine that I was not at fault. They're like, this was an accident that was going to happen. There was no way anybody could have done anything else about this. It was going to happen. You just happened to be the unlucky one it happened to. So that accident was ruled not my fault. Okay. The other driver even said, listen, he did everything he should have done. Like, he didn't hit me. And that, you know,
Yeah.
the cold storage company was like, listen, it happens. We were expecting to lose a bundle at some point, you know? They were like, it's 40,000 pounds of Hot Pockets. That was like $300. It's okay. You know?
Yeah.
What the heck is a Titan boa doing up here? Whoa, no.
Just a little guy.
Now he's
only a level 5.
now he's a squishy guy. I got up there and he decided to try to eat me.
He was smaller than any of the others I'd seen, so I had to show him to you.
Going back inside where it's safe. So, but that was when I gave up my license, not because of the accident, but because of what followed after the accident. So I had to take a drug test. I was cleared on my drug test. I've never failed a drug test in my life. Never going to.
Yeah.
The insurance company cleared me and said it wasn't my fault. The police cleared me, said it wasn't my fault. The other driver's insurance cleared me, said it wasn't my fault. Like, everybody was like, no, it was an accident. You're good. You're clear. You're fine. You're okay. But my boss didn't give me another load for like a week. Like, I kept calling, hey, do you got something for me? Nah, call tomorrow. Next day, hey, you got something for me? Nah, call tomorrow. After a week, I called, nah, call tomorrow. I'm like, listen, but if you want to fire me, but I'm not going to quit. You know, it's already been said I wasn't at fault for this. And they're like, come clean your truck out then. Like, oh, okay, I'm getting fired now. Thankfully, I was an intelligent driver. I had what's called a dispatch buster. It was this little thing you clip to your cell phone, and it recorded the conversation between you and dispatch.
Nice.
Because when I went to the unemployment office, they were trying to say that I was in the office yelling, cursing, screaming, blah, 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 blah. And I went in with the tape from the conversations, like, nope, this is every conversation for a week.
Don't you love that?
And the owner of the company was there, and he came in like just like he owned the place, you know. And he was trying to say that I was refusing loads and all this other stuff, and I said, actually, what happened was, and I played the conversation back. I said, I told them 3 times that I wasn't feeling well, and one time I said I wasn't going to do the load because it wasn't safe for me to drive, and I had it on tape. And so
Nice.
the referee was like, well, we'll give you an answer in about 1 to 2 business days. And the owner got up from the chair. He didn't even push the chair in, right? He just gets up and walks out. I get up. I walk over, I shake the referee's hand. I say, hey, thank you for hearing on both sides of the story. I hope you have a good day. I'll be waiting for your phone call. I push my chair in. I wasn't raised in a barn, so I pushed in the owner's chair also, right?
Yep.
So my chair and his chair both got pushed in. Like, I did everything. And then I left. I got an answer before I opened the car door of my car in the parking lot. The ref called my cell phone. He's like, yeah, we're going to rule in your favor. Thank you. Thank you. But after seeing that, like the way they was so quick for them to throw me under the bus, and then talking to other people who have driven and finding out that that's like a common thing, I was like, yeah, then I'm done. I'm not going to drive anymore.
Yep.
And a CDL is super expensive to maintain. Not to mention you have to go through constant physicals to maintain it, like every year a physical. And I was done. I didn't want to do it anymore. So that's why I don't have my that's a long story of why I don't have my CDL anymore.
Good reason.
I thought so. All right, I still have one more Phoenix here that's got 10 minutes on it until I can breed it. Ugh. Trying to decide if I want to start doing the different stat or if I want to try one more time to get the... now what are you carrying?
Nothing.
Oh, heck no! No, nope, 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 nope.
He wasn't supposed to get out. I've got him, too, so you're fine.
Who's moderator?
Huh?
Who's moderator? Or is it just the Nightbot?
Nightbot's a moderator, Streamlad's a moderator, and I think Doodle's a moderator on both of my channels.
Yeah, I am.
I was gonna say, thanks for timing me out. I'm not allowed to
Wait, I can drag this body?
write in the chat.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
Is it too heavy?
Nope, never mind. I am Superman. Just gonna wander around carrying around this dead Carno.
Sounds
Look,
fine.
I'm wearing a meat suit.
Oh, what? I'm too heavy?
Oh, what's it doing? It's convulsing. I think I broke it.
We're gonna have to shock him.
I think I broke it.
Results of 1,000 electric bolts.
That fixed it. Oh, my lord. Well, unfortunately, guys, it is almost 12 o'clock, which means it's about time for my stream to wrap up. But I'm going to start trying to stream a little bit more frequently, probably twice a week now. So always on Sunday, and Sunday's going to be kind of a variety day, you know, ARK, Minecraft, whatever. But I'm going to start trying to do another dedicated stream during the week, and we'll figure out, we're going to sit down to probably chat and figure out exactly how we're doing it. But we may just do like a just chatting type of thing where we don't even play a game. We just kind of sit and BS, because, you know, this is fun. It's fun. I mean, I think last week took the cake. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I had to give a Grammy to two, I'd give it to last week, because, I mean, that's how we got, you know.
This one's prone to violence. Keep talking. Jeez.
And
It'll
then
never go away.
no, never. And one of the things you're going to do is, as you're listening to the stream, everybody, if there's something that you think is hilarious that you want to add to the soundboard, clip it and leave a comment in the clip as to what it is that I'm soundboarding, and I will add that into the soundboard for you. So, but, Doodle, are you attacking things again?
Nope.
Really? Then why is the music playing?
The music's playing?
Yeah, the music was playing.
I'm just trying to clean up what my wyvern had in its inventory.
The music was definitely playing. Oh, there's a... Why is a hyena down out here?
I think you might know the answer to your question.
Well, I mean, the hyena not there anymore. Doodle. So, in any case, guys, I want to thank you. If you're not already following or subscribed on YouTube or Twitch, please consider doing that. I'm going to eventually figure out how to use that schedule function on Twitch so we can actually get a schedule up there. Also, on the Shadowtopia side of this everything, we do now have our website up and running at www.shadowtopia.com. We have a whole bunch of people over there. We have links to Doodle, Wicked, myself, as well as JT Mindco, Makomi, Aragar, Yokai Wolf, Blobster89. There's a whole bunch of great content creators. White Top 82. Feel free to go over, check that stuff out. And until next time, guys, I will see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Doodle's just being quiet.
I said bye.
Bye.